Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 146 for May 15th, 2026. My birthday. I am the host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I'm joined today by one very special guest, my good friend Fusion, finally back on. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Finally back here after I don't know, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
At
like
least three
3.
probably. And it's like somehow every time I'm on the podcast, it's a duo cast. Like it's just me and
Yeah.
you every single time.
We were going to
Every
have
time.
Bop on, and he ghosted us.
Yeah, he
I don't
actually
know what happened.
this is a true story. He ghosted us. He straight up has not responded. Hopefully he's good and we're just making fun of him for ghosting us and nothing bad actually happened, but he did totally ghost us. But it's funny that I don't think I've podcasted with more than one other person in 6 months. Because every time I'm on, it's either dual cast or me, you, and Jack.
I think you were on with Bop on like February, March, sometime then.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I do remember me and Bop not too long ago. But yeah, that's very funny. I literally said in the chat, Bop, I'll ask you too if you're down to join the pod. And then he sends me a cat salute gif. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, that means he's gonna be on. Maybe that means he's saluting me that I can go fuck myself. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I just misunderstood what he meant, but hey, who knows? If Bob does join, he'll probably join mid podcast if he is able to get on. But I found that very funny. We have actually a pretty decent news day today. Lots of good stuff. Specifically around Sega. We're going to talk a lot of GTA. We talked a lot about GTA before the podcast, which was very fun. 6 months away, Fusion. We were talking about that. It's like now it's starting to feel like a real video game. Where before we were like, oh, wait, whatever, it's so far away, who cares? I could like think about other games. Now it's like, oh no, like by the end of this year, we're going to be driving around Miami.
Yeah, we're at the point now where I'm going to say it and I'm going to jinx us, but we're at the point now where I fully believe there is no delay.
Same.
Like, it would have been announced by now. I think we're fully, we're on to November, and that's so exciting.
Yeah, because the last delay was when it was 7 months away. So, like, 5 months away, I'm like...
We finally got the cutoff.
Yeah. And also, unfortunately, there was a story about Rockstar crunching, so I'm like, okay, they definitely want to make that date. So, unfortunate, but yeah, kind of expected at this point. Now, Fusion, before we get into the news, I want to start with an icebreaker. And I thought because today is my birthday, I have a birthday-related topic. What do you think was the best, both video game-related gift you got for your birthday and non-video game-related, if you have one?
Okay. But
I got
hate
one if you want
birthdays,
to
by the way.
think.
No,
Oh,
I
you
got
hate
one. I
them.
got one. Yeah, I hate birthdays. I'm not dude who despises birthdays. Like people, my family always do birthday parties. They're like, let's have a birthday party for you. I'm like, I don't want one. I just hate like the whole blowing out the candles, and I just don't like it.
Man,
Luckily,
I got the
I
Grinch
know
on
I
for
am
my
the Grinch
birthday.
of
That's
birthdays.
crazy.
But I'll never hate on someone who likes birthdays. Like I have a sister-in-law. She loves
Oh
her
yeah,
birthday.
I
Like
feel
her, I'm like whatever. I've always I have my oldest brother was born 2 weeks before me. Like so, we're both October babies. So I always get to share a birthday with him, which does help because it's not just me. Like we do birthdays my entire life basically.
Mhm.
Anyways, besides that rant, one of my favorite birthday gifts I ever got. For one, because of my October birthday, a lot of times it was Call of Duty. Like
Oh
even
yeah.
if I had to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get it, that would be like my birthday gift for my parents. It'd be like, hey, let me pre-order Call of Duty. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
One in like the last, I guess, 8 years, 9 years. I can't believe it's been that long. I was able to pre-order the Xbox One X for my
That's
birthday,
crazy.
which was it was a big birthday present. It was $500, but it came out 2018, I believe, or 20 whatever year it came out. I was a senior in high school, so it was
Yeah, I
also
think you're
kind of like
good.
I was like, I'm graduating. This could be kind of like a graduation cool gift, also Christmas birthday thing.
I
But
was
that was probably the
17.
cool. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was a senior that year. It was like that thing where I was like, for my birthday, like this is all I want. Let me pre-order this Xbox One X. And I remember being at school, refreshing the pre-order page with my dad's credit card, just like
Uh,
waiting for this thing to go. And I did end up getting one. It was super cool. It was like the Scorpio edition with like I forget what they have inside on the motherboard or whatever. I forget if it was Master Chief or it said Scorpio, whatever. It was like that special day one pre-order edition. But that's probably the coolest birthday gift I ever got.
no, that's actually sick as hell. It was that console was like really expensive too.
Yeah,
What was it, like 500-600?
yeah.
Which
I
by
think it
the
was.
which
I
is
think it was.
inexpensive now. Now
Yeah, I
that'd be
think
a
it was
deal.
$500 at the time. I think it was $499.
That is so funny. That's literally like $200 less than the PS5 base, I think,
Yeah.
or $100 less. Still,
Like
though.
I was obsessed. For one, that console looked awesome, and
Oh
then
yeah, it
I was
was
just
cool.
obsessed with like them throwing the 4K word around because it was like that generation, the
That was a big deal.
PS4 and the Xbox One, like they were very underpowered at launch. They just were, you know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like when that Xbox One X refresh came around, I'm like, dude, this thing looks awesome, and I was like, I was so excited.
I don't even think the PS4 did 1080p at launch, or the Xbox One. It didn't do 1080p at launch. Like, do you know the story of why they were so underpowered? Is because both Sony and Xbox did not believe consoles would last forever. They were like,
But
"This is
actually,
probably the last generation. Let's just make this for cheap and like set it out there,"
that's
because they
crazy.
thought it would have gone fully for like mobile and PC at that point. But they stuck around, man. They realized it's like, hey, exclusive games sell these consoles more than enough. And now Xbox is putting everything on everything. But you know what? We don't need to talk about that. For me, I've had a lot of great birthday gifts, Fusion. The one I don't this is like a core memory for me. It was a very weird one. It was like my 10th birthday. I remember like going into my birthday, I'm like, I want this one game. I think it was Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Wii, which is a very stupid game. It's a good game. I like it,
Well, I
but
heard that
it's
game's great.
yeah, no, I really like it, but like
Okay.
it's a very silly game to be like, I need this one game. And I'm like, when I blew out my candles, I was like, make a wish. And I'm like, I want Kirby's Epic Yarn. And then I opened one of the first presents, it was Kirby's Epic Yarn. And that right there was the moment I truly started believing in God. I always believed in God, but like that was the moment. It's like he listened. He
He
respect
listened. My prayers.
my prayers literally were answered. So like that always stands out to me. I thought that was very funny. And then what's it called? But like, I've had like really good birthday gifts before. I got PS4 for my birthday.
Oh
One
damn.
very funny memory. I got a Wii U for my birthday in 2015. So like, oh no, 2016. So if you know, that was a year before the Switch, and the Wii U was very ass. But I was very excited to get it because I wanted to play Smash Brothers on it. And I remember they got me. They did that thing. I don't know if your parents ever did this, where they put it in another box to trick you. So
Yep.
like they put it in like an old Xbox 360 box, and it's like we got you another Xbox 360 because yours got stolen. And I was like, okay, you know what? That it's just like
Yeah, I like
2016.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's, trying not to be like bratty. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. And I opened it, it was a Wii U. It's like, hell yeah! Now I can play Smash Brothers for a year before the Switch comes out.
I used to
But yeah,
love when people like my oldest brother. This was for Christmas. I wanted Red Dead. This was Red Dead Redemption 1. I wanted it so bad.
uh-huh.
So back when that came out, and like I opened the game and it was Halo Reach or something. It was one of the Halos.
Oh, that's funny.
Um, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have this game. Like, this is weird. He's like, open it up, and it was the Red Dead Redemption 1 disc inside. I was like, hell yeah, dude. I'm probably when that game came out 2010, so I was probably 10 years
Yeah,
old.
2010.
I'm sure my parents did. I mean, I was playing GTA San Andreas at like 6 years old, so my parents didn't care honestly. But it's just like I remember opening it and it being Halo, and I'm like, okay, I like Halo, but I'm pretty sure I have this Halo. And it just being Red Dead Redemption 1, I was like, this is so cool.
Dude, I love those moments. It was just like a big deal. Uh, though I think I had that happen to me before with a game, and like I was like, oh my god, this game's cool, and then I opened it, it's like, oh, this is the game I wanted, and then I immediately asked, it's like, do you have the case for the other game? Like, did you get rid of the case? Like, I was worried. It's like, did you buy disc only? So even back then, my ass was all about that physical life. I'm like, we got to make sure we get the right case for this thing.
For my mom, a lot. She used to buy me like the most random games. I don't know if they were just on sale. Half the
Oh
time, I
yeah.
always felt so bad because they weren't on the right platform. Like I remember
No.
one Christmas, she gave me like 10 different Xbox 360 games, and we were deep into the Xbox One at this point. I'm like, thanks. Like it's a bunch of like Cabela hunting games and all this, which
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
when I was on 360, I would play them like for Christmas or whatever. If I got them, I played them. But it was just
Yeah,
like
of course.
these are like we're playing. I'm on the PS4 right now, and I've just got 10 360 games, and I'm like still acting excited. I'm like, cool, because like well on a
Yeah,
shelf
you gotta
somewhere. But it
ask.
was just
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta ask. Act excited. I hate watching the videos where like the kid gets bratty about it. I'm like, come on, man, that's
Oh yeah,
adult.
no, never. Like literally, I would always go for whatever, and it's just like they were just well on a shelf, or like I would just get random games from my parents all the time that like maybe sometimes I couldn't even play. My dad one time came home with an old ass PC game. Like I forget what the game was called. It was like one of the first RPGs ever that he said he found at a yard sale. He's like, you can play this. I'm like, I can't play this, but thanks. Like
I love the gifts where it's like my dad would always like I would say like, yeah, I really like oranges. Like I wouldn't say I love oranges, but he's like, oh, do you like oranges? It's like, yeah, I like oranges. And then he like would come back the next day with like a box full of oranges. It's like, there you go, since you love oranges. And I'm like, I mean, I like oranges, Dad, but hey, I appreciate it.
I like maybe one orange every few months, not an orange
Yeah,
a day.
exactly. Their parents are great because they'll just very much internalize the most random info about us,
Yeah.
not like it's like, wait, you hate mushrooms? It's like I've hated mushrooms since I was 5. Like I've never not liked mushrooms or liked mushrooms. But hey, you know what? Shout outs to them. They're the best. With that, Fusion, fun topic. Let's get into the actual video game news. First and foremost, a big saga has finally ended. Sega has canceled development of its Super game as it pivots away from live service games. This is Andy Robinson at VGC. In its latest financial results, Sega quietly confirmed the cancellation of Super Game in a slide detailing a review of its live service profits due to the weak performance of Sonic Rumble Party and its disappointing 2023 acquisition of Angry Birds creator Rovio, which has seen its sales decline significantly. Sega said it's lowering the priority of free-to-play games over the immediate future. Over 100 developers who are working on free-to-play titles have already been transferred to full game development teams focusing on mainstay IPs, according to the company. Planned revivals of classic franchises such as Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage remain in production, Sega said. Announced in May 2021, Sega claimed its Super Game project would span multiple AAA titles that cross over Sega's comprehensive range of technologies and go beyond the traditional framework of games. In November 2021, Sega said that it would consider investing up to 882 million USD over 5 years to achieve its super game ambitions. As the name implies, a super game involves the concept of a game that stands head and shoulder above normal games, which is what Shuji Utsumi, the co-chief operating officer of Sega, said in late 2023. Sega's pivot away from live service games comes amid a volatile market for blockbuster games as a service titles, which has seen notable high-profile flops in recent months as the majority of players remain entrenched in biggest forever games like Fortnite and Roblox and development costs balloon. And it should be noted, I think Sega said to GameFile why they canceled it, and it was kind of that whole thing of just games as a service being much more volatile and them not wanting to spend more money or take more risks within that market. Fusion, an end of a saga. I feel like we've been talking about this super game for years, ever since we started the podcast. I think it was literally one of our first headlines was Sega talks about their super game. 5 years in development of this super game, and it meant nothing. The game is gone. What do you think of this? I feel like this is just the end of like a slice of gaming meme, because I feel like every like few months we would always go like, what's going on with that super game? they
Was this
talked
the
about that
one
super game.
reveal that the Game Awards?
No, that was separate. They even they outlined in the article is just like, no, that was not the super game.
Oh,
These
yeah,
are just
okay.
like
Oh, yeah,
revivals. Insane. I cannot believe this game just turned out to just not exist anymore.
yeah. It's that weird thing. I think I didn't fully watch it, but Jake Baldino put out a video this week talking about live service stuff. How it's just like this isn't the first or the last company in recent months that just like completely jumping out of the live service game, where it's just like when these plans went into transition 5 years ago, everyone thought it was the greatest idea ever to make live service games and multiplayer and have a game that lasts forever. And then as the years go on and the industry is now like super hard to compete in, and it's just economy in general is just down the shithole. It's like all these projects, all these live service projects are just being canceled outright. They're not putting them out. They're not even giving them a chance because like we have to cut our losses now before we have that Concord or before we have whatever moment where it's just like let's just stop doing it now. The gamers don't want this, which is like on one side, as the gamer who doesn't want it, I'm like, cool, finally we're gonna get more single player stuff. It's cool that they do highlight Streets of Rage and all this other stuff that's still coming. The other games I want alongside of this article, but it's also like you also wasted 5 years on this super game. You know what I mean? Where it's just like I wish companies would have thought 5 years ago. I know hindsight's 2020, but it's just like even then when you started this thing, so many gamers didn't want the live service initiative. Like so many people were like, we don't want this at the time, and they just didn't listen. So it's that thing of, and it's always sucks and sad to see something canceled, especially this far
Of
along
course.
in production, but it's also like I wasn't gonna play this. I didn't want
No, it
this,
was.
so you know what I mean? Exactly. So it's like cool, get it out of the way and move on to something we actually want.
Exactly. I mean, like that. I kind of echo your thoughts of just like, yeah, it sucks that this doesn't exist anymore because of like the years and money spent on it, but also probably would have just lost all that money and lost all those years if it did come out. And it's better to just, what's the phrase? Kill it in the crib, which is very dark. I don't like saying
Um,
that.
it's something like that, yeah.
Or nip it in the bud or something. Nip it in the bud?
Yeah, nip it
Whatever.
in the bud is way better than kill
Yeah.
it in the crib.
I know there's a phrase like that. It's a crazy dark phrase. There's some like crazy phrases from like old people would say. It's like, yeah, we could just skin the cat and deal with it now. It's like, what do you mean skin the cat? What? You guys just said that? Anyways, off topic, but yeah, just get rid of it now and like not have to worry about the accreted expenses that are going to be if it released in like 2027. It's like, cool, that's like even more money down the drain of what this could be. I am curious what it was because they don't explain what the game is, just that it's like a super game that goes above normal games, which is the funniest quote I've ever heard. I I had to imagine it was probably like a first person shooter, like trying to compete with a Call of Duty.
I think one day we'll see gameplay of this. We all,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, games like this always, even if it's years from, even if it's literally 10 years from now, and it just pops up on some random forum, we'll see gameplay from this. Where it's like, remember that super game from Sega? This is it, and probably at the time we'll see it. And we'll be like, damn, we wanted this actually. Like
It's
this
like, wait,
looks
this actually
cool.
looks sick.
But
Wait, this
yeah,
is awesome.
it's weird. It's that's my biggest thing with cancellations. I wish obviously they could, but I feel like even with the cancellations, these companies are so secretive. Like I wish they could be like, hey, we canceled this game, but this is what it looked like. Like this is how far we got. You know what I mean? Like just so we could see an idea of what actually got canceled.
Yeah, I hope. I feel like something's gonna leak because like Twisted Metal leaked from PlayStation when that got canceled. So I imagine maybe in the future, like a developer's like, hey, this is kind of like some assets for a game I was making, and then we kind of learned that was probably the super game. Whatever it is, we will never know. God bless Sega. I will say though, Sega's been doing really good lately. Lots of great releases. I don't know, Fusion. Did you watch that Stranger Than Heaven showcase?
I did, yeah. I thought it was
It
sick.
looks really good. Like way more interesting than I expected. I expected it to basically just be another Yakuza game, which I like Yakuza a lot. I like the turn-based Yakuza because I hate the beat 'em up combat of like
Hmm.
Zero and Kiwami and whatnot. This looks more like Sleeping Dogs, if I'm being honest. I don't know if you played that game, but like way more like matter of fact, way more grounded. It feels like I'm really digging what this game is putting on. I'm very much putting this on my radar as a game I'm hyped for.
Yeah, I was in a similar spot where like I haven't played the Yakuzas and I like RGG. I know how good they are as a studio, but it's just like they've been so many games out there and they all matter and you have to play them all in like order and all this other nonsense. So I just haven't. So I'm happy I can just jump into this hopefully and have no other knowledge of anything else. And it looks cool. Like I did watch that presentation. It's like the only thing that threw me off was the Snoop Dogg stuff. I love Snoop Dogg, but it's just like
Oh yeah.
it's always uncanny to me to just see a celebrity's face in a game. I'm like,
No, I
what?
feel
Like
that.
they're just using him, you know what I mean? Like Snoop Dogg is just playing himself basically, and it's like, do I necessarily want that from a video game? No, but it's also everything else just looks so cool, and the presentation was such high quality that I sat and watched like all 30 minutes of it. And I'm like, yeah, I would. This comes out, gets good reviews, whatever. Like maybe an on sale
Yeah.
game, maybe not a day one game for me, but it's like I'm definitely interested in this game.
I definitely it's very funny with Snoop Dogg as well, where like RGG has been very aggressive against like actors of theirs who've like, been caught for using drugs or taking cocaine and whatnot, because like Japan takes like that type of stuff very seriously, to where like they'll scrub the actor's face and change it with someone else, all that. Um, but they have Snoop Dogg in this game, and I don't know about you, Snoop Fusion. I'm pretty sure he smokes drugs, but like I guess they're chill with
Pretty sure.
that.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, a little bit of a
Streets of
double
Rage.
standard, but
Streets of Rage is interesting because I actually just played Streets of Rage 4, like 20 minutes of it, literally a few days ago. Just because
it's
it's
so
been on.
fun.
I'm pretty sure Navi gifted me it on Steam like randomly one day months ago. He's like, "Play this game." I'm like, "I'm never gonna
Oh
play
yeah,
this
I wanted
game,"
to play
but
that.
I have it in the backlog. So I was like, "Let me just load it up," because I forget. Oh, I started Mega Man X played like 10 minutes. I was like, I don't want to play this right now. So I was just like going through my
Yeah,
Steam thing, just
dickhead.
playing some games. And Streets of Rage came up, and I played like the first 2 levels just for fun because I don't like beat 'em ups like that. And I was like, this is pretty fun. But then that was it. I'm like, I don't want to play this game ever again. But I experienced it. Like it was cool.
Man, you're a hateful individual.
What?
No, you play Mega Man X and you're like, nah.
No, it was
That
like
game elicits joy.
I know, and I was like, dude, this audio design's insane. And I was like, I was
Yeah.
playing like, I'm not gonna lie, I died like 3 times on,
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
to like the first, I'm literally on the first level, like whatever the first like water level is, which I'm not a huge fan of water levels, but I was on some underwater level, whatever.
Oh, well, okay. That's why Fusion. You did launch Octopus first.
Oh, I don't see. That's also the menu was confusing to me. I'm like, I'm just
Okay.
gonna go to the right.
Next time you play Mega Man X, tell me you do Chill Penguin first. Then
Okay,
you do.
so I didn't know
Yeah.
there was like I literally just gonna go right, like I just was gonna go down the board. So like I did whatever launch octopus is. Yeah, there was an octopus.
That was the worst one you could have chosen.
Dude,
No joke.
yeah, that's what I was playing. I'm like, this doesn't feel anything like the first like opening. The opening was cool, and I'm like going through, and I get to that level, and I'm like, I just kept getting sucked by the octopus or whatever, falling into spikes, insta dying,
Yeah, because
and
you
I would
don't
have
have
to,
the dash either.
and I would have to,
So,
yeah. So it was just not a great experience. I was like, this is cool, but I'm just gonna walk away.
listen. You go back in and then you talk to me first, so you actually do the right level order. Because
Yeah, that's on
you
me.
you chose the worst one. I'll just tell you that. It's fine. I totally get it. I hope you go back to it because that game
I will
is
eventually. Like
incredible.
I got them because the collection right now is $5.
Oh,
Like I got the
no,
Mega Man
it's
X
worth it.
collection. I was like, I like everyone. I've heard millions of people say Mega Man X is their favorite game of all time, and I'm sure there is
Yeah,
some
it's
nostalgia
one of
there
my
because they
favorites.
grew up with it. But it's like I want to
Hey,
experience them
I
at some
didn't grow
point.
up with it. It's one of my favorite games. So
Yeah, so it's like I'm sure the game's just awesome. And like I said, the very first opening I had fun with, like running across the buildings and stuff. I
oh
was like,
yeah,
this is
awesome.
sick. I'm like the vibes were there. So it's like at one point I will go back. I just think I'm not in the headspace right now to play a retro game.
I'm trying to think of like a good way to put it. You effectively, it's like if you played Celeste and you chose the final level first. It's
Okay.
like Launch Octopus is like one of the last ones you're supposed to do. Which like I'm not gonna blame you because like you didn't know,
Yeah,
but
I literally just it opened up this menu that in my opinion was really bad, and I just went from one. I just moved one stick over to the right and click start, and I was like, I'm playing this.
yeah, because the whole idea of Mega Man is like doing them in any order, but like there kind of is an order. Like at least for Mega Man X, you without question have to do the ping one first because he gives you the dash, and
Oh
the
yeah,
dash is basically like
yeah, that
the
probably
most
would have helped a
important.
lot.
Yeah, I wish you told me. You're just going in
Yeah,
blind, man.
that's
You
my
gotta.
fault.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll get you back on. Anyways, yeah. Shout out Sega. Shout out Super Game. We'll miss you.
Oh. we're talking about a Capcom game.
Yeah. God bless. We're very off topic today, which I'm having fun with. It's a good one. Let's move into our next story. GTA 6. We talked a lot about this game before the pod, but now we get to talk about it even more. Supposedly, the pre-order has been leaked via Best Buy. This is Charlie Champion, cool ass name, over at Insider Gaming. GTA 6 pre-orders are supposedly set to go live next week, starting May 18th, 2026, as a Best Buy email has leaked when you could place your pre-order. Plenty of people have been sent the email online, but Insider Gaming has since received the email, and we can independently verify that it's real. Sent out to affiliates, the email reveals the campaign is for none other than the highly anticipated GTA 6, with the pre-order set to begin on May 18th, 5 months before the game's November 19th release date. Insider Gaming has been able to verify that the email received by affiliates is legitimate by having 2 individual affiliates forward us directly the emails. The emails originate from Impact, one of the leading affiliate partner marketplaces. If you have an Impact account and have signed up to have affiliate offers from Best Buy, it's possible that you've also received an email from notifications at app.impact.com. But yeah, this is very much the big thing. Now, Fusion, we were talking about this last week, but we were like, guys, this next week might be the week. Now it's the next week might be the week, and we're gonna constantly do this until we actually get the trailer 3, which is also very funny. We're just asking for us to be able to pre-order this game, and they won't give it to us, which is very interesting. But yeah, May 18th, that is next Monday. Fusion, we were talking about this before. We're both not believing it, but you have legitimate reasons. While my reason is I know Rockstar. They're fucking with me. So like they're gonna like delay it a day just to fuck with me. So I'm not gonna get excited. Then it'll come out.
Yeah, it's that thing to me where like I do I'll say I believe it more than I don't. But before the
Same.
podcast, we were talking about it. Just seems so weird to me that Best Buy just would do this. Like I understand accidents happen, like whatever. Just it just feels weird that we're putting all our eggs on. Hey, Best Buy is just correct here. This email could just be totally
Yeah.
wrong. It could have been an accident altogether. We are in that time where we do need more GTA content. Like the Take Two's financials are coming up, and like the game is 5 months away, 6 months away. Like we have to get content. This makes sense. May always made sense for a trailer. The Monday trailer is a little weird to me because we were talking before the podcast. Usually this is a Tuesday thing. This doesn't
Mhm.
stop them at all from doing it on Monday. You know what I mean? But it's just that there's just enough weird stuff here where I'm like, it just feels still weird to me that I'm not fully believing it, but I'm also I'm 70% believing it. I'm like, this totally could happen. Like, we're right there where it's like, this makes sense all across the board. We are in the time for that next trailer. And it's
Yeah.
probably that next trailer where they show the trailer and then they say pre-orders now, like at the end of it. And then that's how it comes out. It's like, there is a world where Colin asked me yesterday in Discord. He's like, "Is there a world where they just announce pre-orders but no trailer?" Yeah, there is. You know, what I mean, Wolverine
Mhm.
did that not too long ago, where they were like, "Hey, pre-order our game now." We didn't get a trailer with that. They were just like, "Pre-orders are up. Here's the date." You
They
know what I mean?
always do the trailer with the pre-order though. That's kind of my
Yeah, and that's
counterpoint.
it. And Rockstar does. Yeah, that's so they totally. I'm not leaning that way, but there is a real world where we get upset next week where it's just like, "Hey, pre-order the game." It would confirm the date and there's no delays, which is cool, but they don't have to put a trailer with this pre-orders. But it's more than likely they will.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's like one of those things where at the end of the day we're getting excited about being able to spend money on this game. But also, I mean, like this is the moment, Fusion, the price. And like this is a debate we've been having for a while. Now, last week we kind of all put on the idea, like me, Bop, and Bench, that it is going to be the $80. I haven't gotten your opinion. You think they're gonna do the 80 or are they gonna
Oh
take the
no,
risk,
I
say fuck it, we're doing 70?
this would be $70, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You think Rockstar's willing to take the hit?
I don't think selling at 70 is a hit. I think this is going to sell
Yeah, I mean,
25 million copies like by
but
the end of
there's
the year. They will make their money back. And GTA Online, we just saw that. How much money did they make a month? What was that thing of monthly GTA Online
I think
numbers?
like I think it was like 10 million. I forget
I
the
swear it was something
exact number.
insane, but it's like they will make their money back. They have no
Let me
worries.
check.
I think 70 is completely fine because they're going to have that $100 version, their whatever version, that people are going to buy millions of that version. So I think for just goodwill and good grace and just Rockstar knows they can put this out at 70 and there will be 5 million people that buy the $100 copy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
this isn't a game where the special editions, the 80, $100, whatever editions aren't going to sell. No, they're going to sell even
oh yeah.
maybe more than the 70. So it's like they
Hmm.
don't have to do that $10 bump. Could they? Absolutely. They could probably put the base at 100. But I'm leaving it to I think they will stick to $70. If it's $80, I won't be shocked. I'll be a little
Yeah.
disappointed, but I'm not going to be shocked.
The argument me and like Bob and Bench especially were making was the idea that like this is really the only game that could go up to the $80 for other games to follow suit eventually. But then it's that other idea of like, well, does Rockstar really care about the other games going up to 80? Because like, do you remember the Bank of America analysts going like, they need to do $80 for the health of the industry so other people could go $80?
Yeah.
If I'm Rockstar, I'm like, fuck y'all. This is a competition. I don't care. Like, we'll do 70 and sell more copies.
Yeah.
But then
And
it's the argument though. I feel like it's gonna sell the same amount of copies at 80.
yeah, you could definitely make that argument, but I think it's that thing where for one, Rockstar doesn't owe the industry anything, so it's not up to Rockstar to be like we're gonna set a new price standard. Like no, like it's not
Hmm.
that's not how this works. And for two, if GTA is $80, does not mean your game should be $80. Like I'm sorry, whoever else, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
next Supermassive, I don't think they make $70 games, but like your game should not be $80. Like GTA probably shouldn't be $80. I mean, it probably should be $80, but it's like GTA is the rare it can be $80. You know what I mean?
the
Where
the
just because GTA makes $80 games, 99% of the industry could not get away with needing to be $80.
The only other games I could think of that could get away with it are Call of Duty because everyone buys Call of Duty, whatever. Uh, Super Smash Brothers, like probably the next Zelda game or the next
I
3D
mean, Mario Kart
Mario.
did it.
Yeah, well, they didn't get away with it. Look at the
I
sales
mean,
of
yeah, they
Mario
didn't
Kart
get away with
World.
it. That is
The
true.
sales have been very much like trailing behind when it stopped being included with the bundle. I think even Nintendo sees that and they're like, okay, this didn't work. Like, we can't do this.
Yeah,
Like, it.
they haven't had an $80 since. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think we'll really see if Nintendo's going to go with the $80 and they're going to stick with it with Ocarina of Time remake when that gets revealed. I made the prediction. I fully believe it. I don't think they're going to do $80 anymore. I think they saw how it worked with Mario Kart and it's like, this doesn't work. We can't stick with the $80. Uh, I don't think they'll ever reduce the price of Mario Kart World to match that because they're like stubborn about it. But I think they'll be like, we're just not going to do new games at $80. It's just the industry's not ready for it yet. And
yeah.
the one game that could change that is GTA 6. But of course, Rockstar could say, fuck y'all. We want to stick with 70. We're going to make more than enough money with that and online.
Exactly. Exactly. They can make so much money, so much revenue from so many different outlets that they don't need this to be $80. Like I understand, maybe the game does cost $1 billion to make. Like maybe that is true
Yeah.
and that's a real number, but it's like they will make that back in a year. I promise you. Like this
They
is just
make GTA Online on PS5 made 4.4 million per week on PS5
per
alone.
week. That's what I mean. Like they're going to make $1 billion by the end of December this year. Like it's okay. Like they will be fine. So it's just like no, put this thing out at $70. Have some goodwill, have some good grace, like I guess do it. And maybe that's just me being naive and like hoping for the best, but it's just like
It's a little hopium, but I'm with you. I feel like you're outlining a lot of points to where like it makes sense.
yeah.
Because
And
again, it's
so
like
it's just
Mario Kart didn't really get away with it. That's
yeah,
what's interesting.
they definitely didn't. And it's like you say, GTA could get away with it more than Mario, of course, but it's like it's still like it
I
just
mean,
doesn't make sense to me to be
yeah.
$80. We just changed to 70 6 years ago. And like even
Hmm.
I would have been like for the longest time, people were still doing 60 multiple years into this generation. It's like 70. Yes, it's been 6 years for some games, and for a lot of games, it's only been 3. You know what I mean? Like 70 is still not. It's not even the industry standard still. Like there's still $60. Pragmata was $60. Like to just jump to 80 already just seems outrageous. Which I know people can't afford gas. They can afford that $80
Yeah.
game. I don't know. It's just nonsense to me.
I mean, this is like the one game I think. I
Yeah,
genuinely
and
think
I
some
agree,
people
but
might go into debt for this game.
which is
They're
true. But
willing.
also I just hate that idea of being the one game. You know what I
No,
mean?
I
Being the
feel
one
you.
game that can get away with it, the one company that can pull it off. It's just like just because you are that one thing to sweep it under the rug doesn't mean you should.
I believe in the Straussinator.
So that's his nickname. That's what we're calling him.
I've called him the Straussinator for a while.
Oh,
Have you seen him? Like when he
I
like
have.
the shirtless pics? Like, dude's kind
He's
of.
he's a good looking
I'm just
guy.
saying. I'm just saying, man.
He's that actor
Uh,
from Slow Horses.
yeah, it's very funny. You sent me that picture. I'm like, okay, here we. Oh wait, no, actually, I see it. that very much is the case. Remember when Outer Worlds 2 tried to go for $80?
Yep, I was gonna bring that up. And the pushback, and it's like
That's crazy. That Outer Worlds 2, that's the game you guys want to do $80 for?
that was insane. They're like, yeah, we're doing $80, and like within the next week, they're like, we were kidding. Like we
Ah!
weren't being
Guys,
serious.
look, our funny mascot is turning the thing to 70. Haha.
Like
It's like, guys.
before even attempting Call of Duty $80, they're like, we're gonna do $80 Outer Worlds too.
God, what's what it's the more and more as we separate, I'm like, damn, Phil and that team sucked. Like they were bad. It's like we get Asha and like, yeah, I'm not a full believer in the Asha Sharma cycle, but like she's made better decisions than Phil in like 2 months. So
Yeah, she's
I
doing
don't
her
know.
thing.
They're doing her thing. We will see. Maybe next week, Fusion, we're going to be talking about the GTA 6 trailer. I definitely want to do a lot of content around that. I've teased this. I want to do building the radio for GTA 6. I feel like that's going to be a really fun video to do with like Jack and Bob and you, Fusion, if you want to be down, if you're a music guy. Um, I feel it, man. That game's going to be a cultural touchstone. I can't wait.
Well, yeah. It
Moving in.
reminded me
Oh,
in
go
a
ahead.
similar way, but like I think even a leap above our pre-content for Starfield. We were so excited for
Well,
Starfield.
that's tough.
We know how
That's
that
tough.
ended up, but like it really was like some of our
That
best
though.
videos and best stuff was all about Starfield and doing our Starfield stuff. Every podcast we're talking about Starfield. It's like once we get this next trailer and then we have the pre-orders in, it's like GTA is gonna come up on the podcast every week.
There is a higher likelihood that GTA 6 has aliens than Starfield, which just God bless. That game is
Oh my
so
gosh, they're
garbage.
totally going to do that. Remember
That
this?
UFO. Yeah.
Yeah, and that like alien thing at that mall a few years ago, where they're
Oh
like, we're like, it was like whatever mall that was in Miami, where it was like blacked out and no one recorded it, but somehow there was like 47 cop cars, and like they're totally gonna do
dude,
something like that.
that's oh my god, I can't wait. Oh, dude, I was talking to Jack about it. It was just like he was like, "Oh, dude," or I think it was Jack. We were talking about it's like if there's gonna be cheat codes, it's like yeah, there's gonna be cheat codes.
Oh
They
yeah.
gotta, they know. Anyways, God bless you, GTA. I can't fucking wait. Moving into our next story, Saros. We are getting our sales, at least our preliminary sales analysis. Reese Elliott over at Alina Analytics put this up together. Saros sells 300,000 units in its first 2 weeks. Saros has a lukewarm start with $22 million in revenue via 300K sold. Saros hit PS5 on 30th of April with an advanced, oh, I forgot he's European, so he says 30 April, with an advanced access period kicking off 2 days earlier. It's a PS5 exclusive, and rumor has it that it'll stay that way. In the 2 weeks since launch, Saros has passed 300,000 copies sold and generated over $22 million in revenue. Almost a third of those copies came in during the early access period, which suggests that Housemarque superfans are propping this one up. More on that later. Launch Aligned, our data shows Saros is actually selling a little slower than Returnal, despite there being only 8 million PS5s in the wild when Returnal launched, versus the 93 million install base Saros launch did too. And then there's like a specific thing I wanted to put up on this. Was it this article, Fusion, where it's like it needs to sell 1 million to make its money back? I heard something
Um,
about that.
I don't know if it says that in the article, but that's what the budget for this game was 70 million. So like, give
Okay.
or take, they need it. You know what I mean? They need to sell 1 million to get that money back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of the big thing. Also, is like so they need to hit to 1 million copies sold to make their budget back at least, and they're currently at 300,000 after 2 weeks. Now, Fusion, I don't know if you saw this article from Aftermath that we shouldn't care about these sales. We should not talk about these. So to preliminate that, let's move on to our next story. Okay. Have you read that article? It's
I
garbage,
haven't, but
dude.
I can. I saw you guys talking about it in Discord. I was like, I just don't even want to. Like, this article is dumb. I don't even want to look at it. So,
It it
like,
was the idea that like, oh, we're not shareholders, so we shouldn't like
yeah,
talk about game sales. And it's like, brother, we shouldn't talk about any of this stuff. Like, why are we doing a podcast then?
yeah.
Like, really talking about it. But yeah, very bad article from Aftermath. Either way, yeah, we're gonna talk about it because we like talking about this stuff. And I'll be honest, Fusion, I read this and I'm gonna get a little worried about Housemarque. I look at
Um,
this, I'm like, damn, 300,000 in 2 weeks, that's not a lot. And I keep seeing the Kobe online. It's like, no, guys, it's gonna sell more later on. It's like games sell the most when they come out, and then they start to like trail off. If it's not even hit 1 million, like not even 500K, it makes me a little worried.
okay, so I'll add this. This is
I'll
taken
go
with a
for it.
grain of salt. Detective Seeds, which you either like him or you don't. Like, he's right about
Yeah,
some
he's
things, he's
50
wrong about
50.
things. Yes, he's very 50. But a similar article did come out about Ghost of Yote when Ghost of Yote dropped. And these estimates were way worse than what the actual numbers were for Ghost of Yote. Ghost of Yote actually did a lot better than what people thought was a flop. They were calling it a flop, blah, blah. Detective Seeds today claims that he's heard, which he also broke the Ghost of Yote news months back, that it's actually 500K. It's around 500K for sales,
Okay, yeah,
which to
that's
me
what I
sounds a
wanted.
lot
Yeah,
better. You know what I mean? To me, like,
yeah.
because as we know with these, what's the names of this analytics place?
Recent or no, that's Resell. Alina Analytics. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Alina.
not like spot on. I forgot to
Yeah, they're
bring
not
that up.
spot on, and like their console data is usually way more inaccurate than their Steam and PC data. So it's like, we can't take their stuff with 100% a
Of
certain,
course,
and I
yeah,
can't
I'm
do
right
that.
there
We
with
can't
you.
do that with Detective Seeds either. But Detective Seeds, which again, he's 50-50, you either believe this dude or he's full of nonsense. I lean actually towards more. I don't believe him for a lot of stuff, but
Yeah,
he is right for a lot. Like, somehow he's right on a lot of random things when he's completely wrong in the same article. You know what I mean? He'll say
yeah.
something completely right in the same. So maybe it's all guessing, but he did, like I said, tweet out today like he's heard. Same with Gosiote, which he heard and was correct about. Is the sales are closer to 500K than 300K, which is a huge difference. That's
Of
200,000
course.
more copies, half a million in 2 weeks for this type of game to me. That's what I thought. I even said, which is funny, when this broke, the day this broke, Bob put it in the chat. I said, "Wow, I was hoping for 500,000." Like I would have been
Yeah.
cool within 2 weeks, 500,000 for this game.
Same.
I would have never expected a million. 300,000 seemed low to me. So if this is truly around 500,000, I feel a lot better. If it's at 300,000, I feel a lot worse.
Yeah.
This game's awesome, and yes, there's a bunch of different things where yes, they make a great point where I was someone who bought Returnal because it was I have a brand new console, I want a new PlayStation first party. I never knew Housemarque before then. Like I didn't care about Housemarque. I jumped into Returnal. I bought Returnal because it was the first big budget PlayStation game. I think there's a lot of people who did buy Returnal like me for the first time and maybe didn't like it at all, and that turned them away from Soros. So it's like this is still at the end of the day a niche genre. I don't think it was marketed very well. I think too many people still think it's a very hard roguelite. This game's not even a roguelike to me. Like it feels more like a Doom game, like just pure action game than anything else. I don't think it was marketed very well. It's literally the marketing is like die and try again. Like it is at the end of the day, you do die and you come back and but it's not a roguelike by nature. So I think there was just not a great marketing push around this. A bunch of different factors.
They didn't market it at all.
Yeah.
Like there was like one state of play appearance like recently, and then I feel like there wasn't any trailers after that.
This game should have got a gameplay, like a game specific state of play. Like it doesn't make it like Borderlands gets one, but Soros doesn't. Like this should have had
that is great.
A 20-minute. This is the game. We want to show you the game to show more people. It's not a roguelike. It's not as hard as Returnal. Here's all these features that make it easier. It's just all this stuff that could happen. I think it's like, and you can put, but it is a bad look when there's 93 million consoles out there and 300,000. Not even a million of them want to buy this game, which is like, obviously not everyone buys this console for. Most of the people are buying this console for Call of Duty, Madden, and FIFA. Like that is what's happening here. But it's like, I would have thought by end of the year this would hit 1 million. I don't know anymore. It's still a chance, especially if it's at 500,000 already. Like I could see through the holidays and everything, it does hit 1 million. But it's like, I am a little worried about Housemarque. Not in a, but it's just, but on the flip side, it's also like every first party game doesn't have to sell gangbusters. You know what I mean? Or at least in a good world, maybe today they do, but in like an actual video game industry, healthy industry, this doesn't have to happen. That's why you have Naughty Dog. That's why you have Spider-Man and Insomniac. So you have studios like Housemarque that can exist and sell 500,000 copies and move on to the next thing. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
That's yes, that's a healthy studio. This game has a high chance to be at the TGAs at the end of the year. Like these are still things where it's like people see, oh, Soros, PlayStation only, I'm gonna get the PlayStation. This is a game of the year contender. Like that's why you have games like Soros. It's not always obviously the sales at the end of the day, what they want the money, but they're not always looking for the 5 million sellers. They're looking for games that can be specific to that platform that can make people buy the platform. So it's like this isn't all doom and gloom, but it's not great. I do not feel good about 300,000. I also don't understand why Soros costs $70 million, but that's a different story. You know what I mean? Like
that is substantially lower than other Sony first parties.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But it's just like, and the game looks great, runs great. It's my game of the year right now. Newsflash, I love the game, but it's like maybe just $70 million just seems like so much to me. Where I'm like, Soros is $70 million. Like, can we bring that down to like 50? Like I feel like 50 would be good, and it's like
it's just
I don't know.
Not possible anymore. Like I don't know how you reduce the price of any of these games as budgets nowadays. I feel like Soros. I look at that price tag, I'm like, wow, that's actually cheap. Like when it comes to that budget.
Yeah, but, and it is in the grand scheme of things.
No, yeah, and like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, despite all that, it just kind of sucks that it's like I'm worried about this company's future, despite like it shouldn't be worried. It should be like, oh, this game didn't sell that well. Well, you guys did like critically well, and like you're a very talented studio, and you also got this game out relatively quicker than a lot of our studios comparatively. So like, yeah, we're keeping you around. We have no reason to cut you. I shouldn't be working at Housemarque. I'm like, am I gonna still be here tomorrow? Like, this is a studio that's been around since like 1995, and it's like nowadays with the industry, it's like, well, everyone's shutting down, which sucks.
Let me ask you this on that topic is, do you think a studio like Housemarque needs to go 5 years between games?
You think they should like take longer?
No, I think they should take less.
Oh,
I think 5 years is too long.
Yeah, I could say that about every studio though.
No, but I would like Naughty Dog. I don't think obviously in a perfect world they should take 5, but like to me, and I'm saying this as this is my game of the year and everything, but like to me, Saros taking 5 years, $70 million. I don't know. It just seems a little not crazy to me. It just seems like a lot. And again, 2021 when Returnal came out, like we were still in that COVID time, like post-COVID, whatever, and they still
Mhm.
did content for Returnal for a little while, so they didn't immediately jump to Saros. But it's like, as Housemark, I would love a 3 to 4 year cycle for them, where it's like
Yeah, in a
and
perfect
maybe we
world,
don't
yeah.
get Saros out of that. Maybe they do make something closer to Returnal, which I think, looking at these two games, Returnal is a lot smaller than Saros, like literally half in size. Like there's not as many bosses,
They
and
could make
not
more
as in
stuff like
depth.
Resogun,
Yeah, or
the
they exactly they could go back
the
and make
arcade stuff.
smaller stuff where it's like, why? If I'm Sony, I don't want every studio on there to take minimum 5 years, which at this moment that's happening. Where it's like I
Yeah.
would have thought you get Housemark for that every 3 years game, every 3 to 4 years,
Yeah,
every
I
three
agree
and
with
a
you.
half years. So it's like I don't know. I was
Like
watching
another
co-op.
Insomniac.
Yeah, where I was watching Co-op 64 a few days ago, another podcast, and
Great channel.
they were talking about this, where they're like, should Housemark be a 5+ year studio? And they were making good points of like, when you buy Housemark, I don't think you want them to be like, hey, every 6 years make us a banger. Where it's just like, I would think you buy Housemark to fill the gaps of Naughty Dog and Santa Monica.
Yeah.
You can't everything can't be Naughty Dog and Santa Monica time frame here when the quality isn't those qualities, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean. It's tough because it's like also, well, even if we like reduce the scale of these games heavily, like maybe it still does take 5 years. Like maybe it is like still a problem. And I like you said, I mean, like, yeah, have those guys to fill the gaps between Naughty Dog and Santa Monica. It's like Sony kind of already has that with Team Asobi and Insomniac. It's like, does Housemark need to join that fray? I'm with you that I think they should join that, like 3 to 4 years, the same as like Team Asobi and Insomniac. I wonder if Sony thinks that, or if they're like, no, just take what little time you have. Like we have these two other studios that can handle that.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. And to the Insomniac part, I think for one, they're just wizards. And for two,
Yeah,
they're
I agree.
massive. They were a massive studio. You know what I mean? Like Insomniac itself is like 7 other PlayStation studios combined, employee-wise. They are genuine. They have 3 to 4 teams at all times working on everything. That's why they can put this output out, is because one team's on Wolverine, one team's on Spider-Man, one team's on Miles Morales. Like they're putting stuff out. With at Housemark, everyone is on Saros. Like their entire
Yeah,
team's on Saros. So it's like, I don't know. We have this conversation all the time about games taking too long in general and the budget's ballooning, and we can't like we get so many games every single day at this point that it's just like it's not the end of the world, but it's like I can't imagine you spend 5 years on a game, only get 300,000 in sales in your first 2 weeks, which to me should be a success, but it's just not because of the way the industry is. Like,
yeah.
and then you have a game like Subnautica 2, substantially different game, sold 2 million in 12 hours. So it's like you know what I mean? It's like, and they're
No,
totally different
I'm
games, and one's
100% with you.
yeah, one's
It
friends,
feels
whatever.
like these smaller games are taking the lunch of these AAA devs by just having substantially shorter dev cycles and or like substantially shorter, smaller budgets and making like 5 to 10 times the amount of money
Yeah,
because they're not wasting resources or time or money that they don't need to be wasting. It's tough, man, because I feel for these devs because like also like for every Subnautica 2, there's like 30 indies that come out and nobody talks about them.
oh yeah, for sure. Not even
But like
3,000 in these. Like,
yeah, really. Like I watched Kind of Funny does this thing where they talk about every game coming out in a month. And like there were a lot of cool ass games that were coming out early in May that I'm like, shit, I want that. And I realized that 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh fuck, what was that game again? Like I
yeah, you'll never
literally
remember
saw
the name.
that. I said I wanted it. I put it on my wish list, and now I completely forgot about it. And no podcast talked about it. Nobody I watched was talking about it. And also, I do think there's a lot of benches of the world where like they see indie talk and they're like, skip, let's go to the AAA talk. Which listen, sometimes I'm guilty of that when watching mid-max. I'm like, I don't care about this game. I'm skipping. We all have those moments, but it's just like I don't know. It's just a really hard industry. I feel like I read the Sorrow story. I'm just like, man, this industry is brutal. I don't know how
Like,
anyone is able to make games that sell well in this industry.
I mean, this is a game of the year contender, and we're talking about low sales at the moment. Well, again, we
Yeah.
don't know the official numbers, but like at least in a vacuum, we're talking less than they obviously want, and it's like that's just crazy for a game who's doing critically super well, and it's just like, and again, whatever. Back to the sale, like the length thing. It's like Media Molecule. It's been 5 years, bro. Come
Listen,
on, like every studio
they're
under
working.
PlayStation can't take 5+ years. It just can't happen. They have to have.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It's just like, and that's the way the industry is right now, where it's just like,
Yeah, we
obviously,
shut down Blue Point.
yeah, like, and I'm loving games. There's new games, like I said, every day. I can't really complain about the output and the quality of video games because every single day there is genuinely something good out there to play. But it just feels like specifically the AAA budgets under Xbox and PlayStation, they just seem like a mess, and they're just ballooning, and we're waiting so long between game releases and game reveals, and it's just like, bring it back down to earth a little bit. Like, it's never going to go back to that 360 and PS3 era, and I don't want it to, honestly. The games are better today, in my opinion, but it's like, there has to be a middle ground here where everything can work and everyone can be happy.
Even Nintendo has even like Furukawa in the recent investor meeting was like, yeah, we're gonna have longer dev cycles because we're working on like 4K hardware. We're working on like much more powerful hardware. That's gonna lead to longer dev cycles. Which, listen, man, Super Mario Odyssey was 2017. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my next 3D Mario. Breath of the Wild, like Tears of the Kingdom was 2023. I'm probably not gonna get the next 3D Zelda till like 2030. Like, when you think about like, damn, the dev cycles are even starting to affect companies like Nintendo, which they were very much prideful of, oh yeah, we get our games out like on a constant basis. It says a lot about like, just we got to figure out these dev cycles some way without AI. We don't need to utilize AI, maybe in like the technical stuff, but not for the creative shit. God forbid.
Yeah, and that it, and we're also, I mean, you could put another argument that I just think maybe we're just so greedy and content hungry for something all the time, which I do understand. Like, we even talked about it last night a little bit, where it's just like we're always on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. We kind of, it's hard to digest art and media and entertainment when it's literally always moving on to the next thing. So it's like, maybe it should take a little bit, but it's just like, I'm just at the end of the day, if stockholders were always so obsessed with increase and increase and increase, like if they were just fine making the same amount of money every year, which is already too much money, we wouldn't be talking about this. But the fact that I have to worry about Housemarque because they only sold maybe 300,000 to 500,000 in 2 weeks, and I have to be worried about them as a studio seems insane to me. It's like, that is so much money.
And like the big thing with the stockholders is like they're so focused on like the quarterly, and like I hate the whole like, oh, we're gonna talk about how much we hate stockholders because like it affects every company, and like obviously like that's just the business and the world we live in today. But like you see companies that do yearly, like they focus on their yearly sales versus quarterly sales, and they tend to be in a lot better places. And you see someone like Microsoft where they focus a lot on quarterly versus I don't know who does yearly as much, but like it's just very clear where it's like, guys, nothing's gonna change much in 3 months. I don't know why you expect the profits to go up exponentially if we're already in the gutter. The stuff like that, man. It frustrates me to death. But hey, you know what? At least we're playing good games. That's the one thing I'm thankful of. It's like, hey, the games are fun.
So. I would say, yeah, I love Sorrow. So it's like I just want it to have more success so I can get more of it. You know what I mean? Like that's why that one article is so dumb where they're like, we shouldn't care about the sales. Actually, we should, because if it doesn't sell well, I'll never get another one. So
yeah,
like
I don't know, man. That website is ass. Sometimes I've had like stories where it's like only them, and I'm like, we won't talk about it. We'll wait till someone else writes an article. But yeah, we'll see. It feels like all of this like speculation about Soros' sales, by the way, could be solved if Sony could just release their numbers.
Yeah, and they
any
will.
Of these companies.
Yeah, they will. They always do, but like it just takes a while.
Do they though? I think they stopped doing that.
I mean, the Ghost Yote, they put them out, so I assume they'll put out.
Yeah, but they did that because it sold well. I wonder if Soros is just like, we're just not gonna know.
I think it'll put out. I think it'll put out. I mean, they had the financial for Sony's coming up, isn't it?
No, it already passed. That was where we got the AI headlines and whatnot. You remember? It was like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Kinda. I feel like that was passed and went in the wind. I usually watch them. We sure that was maybe
it was last week, I think. Yeah, Hiroki Totoki talked about Bungie, the
Oh
Impairment loss.
yeah. You're right.
Yeah. I feel you where it's like this one was less eventful. It
I
was
was saying
literally just
I legit usually watch them. So
Hiroki Totoki just came out and was like, "Yeah, Bungie's losing us money as per
yeah,
usual.
okay, I
Those
do
fucking
remember.
bums."
Yeah, I do.
I dude, I don't think I'll ever hate anything as much as Hiroki Totoki hates Bungie. Like he genuinely hates them. He always yaps about how much it's like,
I mean, they're
yeah,
not
they
bringing
lost
them
us
money.
more money. They lost us even more money. It's like, damn, dude, just like at this point, just cut him off. Like you
No,
do not like
they
him.
need to live.
We cut him off, but like give him to someone else. I don't know. Let them live. We will see. I, I think I think the story of Marathon will be very interesting to follow as well in terms of its sales trajectory and whatnot. But
PvE
like
mode
that's
sounds
another
good.
one, Fusion, that has like apparently like a six-figure budget, or not six-figure, uh, over $100 million budget. That's like nine figures. It's crazy. I cannot believe it has a budget that high.
Oh,
And
it's
like I'm not
200
trying to be
million.
like I'm not trying to be like, oh, but Marathon is bad. No, like it's obviously a great game. It's an amazing game from what I've heard from a lot of people. I just can't believe the budget is as
Yeah, it
big
was
as
a
it is.
240 million was the report. Which
That's
yeah, it's
incredible.
ridiculous. $240 million for Marathon. The game's averaging like 20,000 players a day across everything. It's like
Yeah.
7,000 on Steam by itself. I'm like, dude. And I'm one of those players, and I still am like, dude, this should not cost $240 million to make this game.
We will see. Let's move on to our next story, Fusion. Bit of a quick one because we don't know too much about it. Wario 64 puts this out. Former Tekken series producer Katsuhiro Harada has formed a new studio with SNK, the SNK Versus Studio in Shinagawa, Tokyo, where he will act as CEO. And that came from a VGC article by Andy Robinson. Just want to give credit where it's due. Shouts VGC, by the way. They're the best. I fucking love them. This is interesting because I think last year it was Harada left Bandai Namco and the Tekken team after working on Tekken since like literally the first game, so like 1996, 1995, somewhere around that time period. So like he's been with this franchise forever and then just up and left. And I think I remember speculating. I'm like, maybe it is just a full retirement or something, but clearly not because he is now very quickly on his feet again with SNK, and I really think of this as more just like he was wanting to work on something new. A lot of people have been very disillusioned with Tekken 8 as well, so maybe he's just like kind of like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. That's someone else's problem, and like I want to do something new. Which I wonder if it is gonna just be another fighting game, or maybe it's a new genre. Who knows? I feel like Harada is the type to like
Hope it's a new
experiment a
genre.
lot. I mean, yeah, I hope so because I love Harada, but like it's that thing of like Tekken is so good. Like you've made your mark on fighting games. Maybe try a new genre to like screw around with. But also it's like, hey, if I'm SNK, it's like, well, I'm hiring Harada to make a fighting game.
Yeah,
Like I'm not
yeah.
hiring you to experiment. We will see. I will say there is a little bit of a, I don't want to say a little icky of SNK, which is owned by Saudi Arabia. So
Mhm.
not the most fun. But also, I always put out all these companies are owned by pretty horrible people, so it's kind of hard to really root for any one of them
Not
specifically.
Sony though, not PlayStation. They're out there.
Yeah, I get for now. Wait till
For
Saudi
now,
Arabia's like,
yeah.
wait.
You
But no,
know,
any thoughts on this?
it's funny actually. My headcanon is he left Bandai because his last game he worked on there, like he helped produce, was Shadow Labyrinth. So he put that game out. It was like, yeah, that was it. I'm out of here.
That is so
Uh,
funny. Just the idea of like he was working on Shadow Love is like, this is ass.
yeah,
Bye.
because he was an executive producer on that, and that came out last year. So it's just like that adds up. They put that game out last year, and he was like, yeah, I'm out. This is it.
He's
This is my last hurrah here.
it's very funny. Executive producer. I bet he like showed up to a meeting, was like, yeah, that looks good, and then
Yeah.
left.
He's like, yeah, the combat could be a little better, but whatever.
Who cares?
No, I don't. I'm not a fighting game guy. Like, so like even Tekken, I've dabbled like back in the past, just randomly, like when it's free and stuff, I play. But like, I don't have a huge input here. It's just like I know his name, I know who he is, I know he does good work. So it's like,
Mhm.
hopefully he. Like, that's why I would want a new genre, because if he just goes over there and makes a new fighting game, I'm probably not caring, you know. But if he makes like a
Yeah.
genre that maybe I have more interest in, maybe I'll check more of his work out.
Yeah, I think Harada is a very talented individual, so I'm excited for whatever it is. But it is interesting that he like very much left Bandai Namco and then almost immediately found another job, which tells me it's like maybe something was going on within him and Bandai Namco that he was like kind of got annoyed and left for that reason, or he was just like, it's my time. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Moving to our next story. This is a very funny one. eBay rejects the unsolicited proposal from GameStop. And in the quote, what is for put this? We have concluded that your proposal is neither credible nor attractive. I'm gonna use that on dating apps so often. Yeah,
Can't
very
believe
much.
they really thought this was gonna work out.
I cannot believe that. Did you watch? I linked it. It was like a video from like MSNBC of like them asking Ryan Cohen about the deal, and it's like, how are you going to pay it with like this amount of shares and this amount of money? It was like half of it will be stock and half of it will be cash, and it's like, okay, but like there's not enough cash to be able to make that deficit. How are you going to make that deficit? Like I said, half of it will be stock and the other half will be cash. It's like clearly not understanding. I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had this job because I feel like I could run GameStop slightly better than this
Basically, they're
moron.
calling them broke, and they're like, "Where's the money coming from?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like half of it will be stock, half of it will be cash. It's like, brother, you don't have cash. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a very funny one. I love how eBay was just like, yeah, dude, no, we're not accepting this. This is horrible. And I'm glad because eBay is a very strong company. I use them a lot, and they have no reason to be owned by the dumbasses over at GameStop.
Right on.
Another quick one. Noble puts this up. Amazon has canceled its Lord of the Rings MMO. Now, if you remember Fusion, this was something they were working on. I think it was the New World team. I should have read the article beforehand. That's on me. But it's supposedly it was the New World team, and they were working on this Lord of the Rings MMO, and now it's gone. I'll be honest with you, Fusion. I have no idea how this doesn't go through because it feels like a free money printing of like Lord of the Rings MMO. It's like, dude, I know a ton of Lord of the Rings nerds that would just like play this
Yeah,
game
I'd
for
be
like
there.
hundreds of hours.
Yeah. It's I think well, it's Amazon and them not knowing what to do with the IP over there. I mean, it's also they have the show that started pretty well, and then at this point, a lot of people, myself included, think the Amazon show is pretty bad. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just a thing where for one, it's another thing of a live service multiplayer game being canceled. Like just right, you know what I mean? It's a thing where this sounds like a good idea on paper, cool. They get halfway through and they're like, wait, we don't know how to do this. We don't know how to keep this going for 10 years. We just got to can it. But it is also like MMO specifically, it's insane how many have tried up to this point and they just can't work. And then
Very
you have
hard.
World of Warcraft that's been going for 20 years, Final Fantasy 14 that's been going for 15 years. It's like you have like your few MMOs that have been going for actual decades, RuneScape, but no one can make the new one. Literally, no one can make the new one. And it's like Lord of the Rings would have been one of those perfect IPs to pair with a MMO type thing, and they can't even make it work. So it's just like whenever I see a new MMO is in works, I'm just at this point being like, that's never coming. It doesn't exist. It's because no one can pull it off, except for the
Ooh,
Riot
yeah.
one that's coming. That
Oh
one's
yeah,
gonna work, I
I don't know
believe.
what's going on with that one. That one might be getting canceled. I
But
wouldn't be shocked.
them being quiet is making me trust them. 'Cause I'm like, they're just
Yeah,
working.
they're just working, man. Who knows? I don't know. It's just like it's an impossible genre to break into in my eyes. Where I'm like, I don't know. Like, like you said, it's like Lord of the Rings might have been the one because like I feel like you need to have a big IP. Though also, it's like I'm curious. I don't think Lord of the Rings has the same cachet as it used to. And I feel like this would have done way better if it was in like the 2010s. But like nowadays, I just don't think the same amount of people are as into the IP to make it last like a World of Warcraft or a Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, probably right. I mean, but they have the new movies coming out. They're like still doing things, so it's like they could have paired this. I'm not saying the new movies would be great, but like they could have paired it
Yeah.
with movie releases and like done other things. But I still think Lord of the Rings by name is still like a known property. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
I
Where
mean
it's like,
it's still a thing. I definitely don't
yeah,
want to argue that. I guess I'm more so arguing of like, would it have? Is it big enough to where it could be like the next World of Warcraft? I
yeah. No, I
guess.
don't think anything will be next World of Warcraft, but it could have been like I think it was big enough where it could have been a successful MMO in a world
Yeah,
where it feels like it's impossible to make one.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, IO Interactive making one
Oh
somehow.
my
So
god, I forgot
it's
about
like
that. Yeah.
Project Fantasies out there, and like that's what they're doing. It's like they've been working on that for 5 years at this point. Who knows if that ever exists?
We will see. I'm excited to see. No, I'm not. I was about to say it's like I'm excited to see what they do next. No, I'm not. What am I?
Yeah, this
It's
and
one of
this
those like
studio got hit with a
transitions.
billion layoffs. Like they're probably just dead. Whatever, they're just
Yeah.
being done.
Rest in peace, man. It sucks, man. This industry, especially when you have someone like Amazon. It's like, what do you know about video games? Like, leave. We don't want you here.
It's just one of those things where they make trillions of dollars, so they're like, we'll just make games and
We'll
movies
try
and
it.
everything else. Yeah.
And the problem is like they just don't stick with it. They keep greenlighting projects, and it's like, this didn't finish immediately. All right, we're done. Bye bye. It's like, what, dude? You got to give these things some time. You can't just let them like fester and immediately die. It's weird, tough. Something I am excited about though, Fusion, are the reviews of the week, which we have one. Forza Horizon 6, sitting at a 91 on OpenCritic. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. GameSpot an 8 out of 10. Giant Bomb 5 out of 5. Tom's Guide. Shout out to Tom's Guide. Never seen that. 5 out of 5.
Guy, dude.
The goats. What about But Why though?
I gave it
our
a
goats.
9.5.
Shout outs to But Why though. Shout outs. I don't even know why we like paid reviews, but hey, we paid them now.
It's because I forget what game it was a few months ago on the pod with me, you, and Bob, where we ended up going down and we're like, wait, they're like accurate. Yeah, and they were like actually accurate on everything. And we're like, what the hell? Like they were just like,
it was,
I don't know, so we're just making a meme now.
I think I remember it was because it was Life is Strange. They were the only reviews.
Yeah, it was. There wasn't. Yeah, they were the only review, and then we're like, yeah, who are these? And we went through a whole list, and we're like, wait, they're like actually really good at putting numbers to these games.
They're low key more consistent than IGN nowadays. Like not even gonna front. Like shout outs to But Why though. Check them out. But yeah, Forza Horizon 6 sitting at a 91 on OpenCritic. Here's the thing, Fusion. Bob's not here. I could say this now. I feel like racing game fans are kind of easily impressed. Like I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like I see all these other genres and like they get kind of like dinged on like so many things. Racing game fans, it's like you get a racing game. I'm curious. What is it about this game that's like, oh, this is it? Other than just like, oh, you're driving the cars around. And it's like, wow, it feels great. It always feels great. Like, I don't know.
And
I don't mean to be mean. Shout outs to my racing game fans, but like I'm curious. That's all.
I will say my pushback is there's a lot of bad racing games. So I think it's just like
that's fair.
I think Forza truthfully is that's why Forza is the only racing game that gets 90s across the board every time. Where it's like there is true quality here where I think it honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but I think it comes down to playground games. We'll see with Fable, I guess, but playground games to me is like so immensely talented that they just happen to make a racing game, if that makes sense. Where I believe Playground can make an RPG like Fable or a shooter, whatever they're going to work on is going to be very good. Yeah. That's just what they do by nature. I think but they just happen to be working on racing games and they're really good at that. But I do believe we're going to see Fable score in the high 80s, I would assume, and it's going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. They're Playground games. So I think it honestly just comes down to studio talent and Playground being so good at making video games. They just happen to make Forza racing games.
No, that's completely fair. Yeah, that's a good counterpoint.
And yeah, I think it's just they come out because you could say, yeah, it's a racing game, easy to impress. But then you look at Madden, FIFA, these sports games that come out every year, which should be easy to impress, and they score terribly. So it's like
that's like, but like that, I feel like is like you don't impress me, and yet you're still doing worse than I expect. Like I don't expect anything, and yet you're still doing worse. And those games actively take away features.
Yeah, that is true. And I don't play enough Forza to know the differences each year because when I look at them every year, they look the same to me. Like every time I see the Horizon, I'm like, this looks like Horizon in a different setting. So like I remember like last week when Bop was asking about reviews, I don't know if he said 94. Someone said 94. I'm like, there's no way this game's getting 94. I was thinking it actually was going to be like an 89 to a 90. So a 91's a little higher than I thought it was going to be because I thought we were at the point a decade into Forza Horizon scoring 90 plus that we were going to have people being like, it is just more Forza. But it sounds like people are like, no, this is the best Forza. I don't know why it makes it the best Forza because I don't play the games, but it does sound like
Japan, man, plays Japan.
Yeah, I guess that is true. They do have the Japan tax. That's why someone like Binks right now is playing the game because it's set in Japan.
Dude, I hate him. He's a liar. Like he's gonna drop that game so fucking fast.
And like I'm gonna check it out next week on Game Pass just because like I always check out Forza every time I have a chance. I check it out. I don't play for long usually. Like I'm not the racing guy, but they're fun games you can play for a few hours, maybe race with friends and call it a day. But it is quality. To me, it's like I've seen a few people talk about like, well, this is guaranteed gonna be at the Game Awards as a nomination. I don't believe so. I think as a racing game, you need to hit a damn 98. You need to be the best game ever to go up here because like you see like a 91, awesome score, obviously. But like you said, it's just a car game, which I swear Bob's gonna hate this if he listens to us.
Yeah,
and I swear I'm not judging Forza at all, but it is just a racing. The same way I would say Madden is just a football game. Like and there's nothing against this genre. There's nothing against them, but they're just. It is what it is. It's a very high quality, and again, I think it's just because Playground Games is so good at what they do that they could get any game ever, and it's going to be fantastic.
Also, Bob deserves the shit. He talked shit about Astrobot.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, so yeah, fuck him. But no, he's really enjoyed the game. He's like played a shit ton already. So shout out to him. I do respect. I fully respect. This is an amazing game. Clearly, obviously, like objectively, it's an amazing game. I'm just like always surprised to see how high the scores are for Forza Horizon. But clearly, it's like, hey, it's the best of the genre, so like it should have high scores.
I think exactly. That's the best way to put it. Forza is the best of its genre, and it's not close. Like nothing is close. Like
yeah.
And I think that's exactly the great way to put it. It
well,
does what it does at the highest of quality.
There is one game that's going to be close: Star Wars Galactic Racer. That might be the game that finally dethrones Forza as the best racing game.
See,
that
but
game
like
ironically looks sick.
It does, but like it's a 100 game like an 81, which is great. But it's like yeah,
yeah, it's gonna get the tax.
The Star Wars tax.
Yeah, Star Wars tax famously. I do want to also shout out this article that just came out from Games Radar. Is that Forza Horizon 5 peaked at 81,000 players, and Forza Horizon 6 has peaked at 130,000 concurrent players, only with the early access. So that wasn't even counting like the full release,
and
just the early access.
I think it's at 170,000 now.
Yeah, because the game officially came out today, I think. Yeah. So, which by the way, I pointed out, Xbox released a game on my birthday 2 years in a row. Desperate? A little. It's a little.
2 games that like I feel like. I don't know your take on Doom, the Dark Ages, but I don't feel like it's like.
It was great. I enjoyed it a lot, but like it's definitely my weakest of the trilogy.
They're not giving you like the best games on your birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't really like Xbox games.
I was just saying, but also, what could they give? Like Doom was their best shot. Like,
yeah, that is without question the best game they possibly could. They're gonna release Elder Scrolls 6 on my birthday or something. It's like, please, guys, please.
Every year they're gonna have something.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move into our topic. I had a secret. Now, Fusion, we've been talking a lot about high Metacritic scores, and I'm gonna turn on the stream. You need to watch this because I have a little bit of a fun thing for you to work with me on. Now, it was originally gonna be you and Bob working together. Now it's just gonna be you and me.
Okay.
Tell me, Fusion, the top 50 highest rated games on Metacritic.
Wow. Now,
we could go through this quick. It's 10 minutes. The quiz, the default timer is at 7 minutes. I was like, that's not enough time. So 10 minutes. Let's see how many we can name. I think we could do pretty good.
Yeah, we could probably do pretty good.
You ready?
Yeah. So hold on. Are we going in like what order could we go?
Any order. Just like think of games that like would be high rated. They have the platforms listed here. So that's why I wanted to make sure you could see. All right, ready? And let's get Ocarina of Time. The highest rated game of all time.
Put all the Uncharted games. Are we making them probably all in there?
Let's see. Uncharted 1, or I guess Drake's Fortune?
They're going to make you have to type it all out?
No, okay. It's not on there. Uncharted 2, I know for a fact is.
And Uncharted 4 has got to be in there. Maybe it's not.
3 and 4 are not.
Wow.
2 was a big deal when it came out, bro.
Uncharted 2 I thought was like, yeah. So what's the cutoff here, we think? Because Uncharted 2 is a 96.
So Metacritic goes up to N64, but like late N64.
No, I mean like review score-wise. What do you think the lowest
the score is right here. So Uncharted 2 is a 96. So the lowest right now is 94.
Okay, so
I'll put a few I know. Perfect Dark. That's one I know about. The original one.
How is Astrobot not on here? How old is
Caliber? Is Astro? I wonder. Yeah. Okay. So Soul Calibur, Astrobot. I wonder if that is actually.
But nope. I don't see any PlayStation 5. So like.
Oh damn.
That's what I'm saying. Is this list just old?
I don't think it is.
Oh
Wait,
wait,
hang on. Minimum
that shit.
as of
Doesn't that say
11/11.
2009?
No, this is not 2009 because they have.
You sure, bro?
Wait, there's
Because
no
there's no
PS4 games.
PS4. That's what I'm saying. Uncharted 4 is a 94. It should be on this list.
Well, we already started.
I mean, fine, whatever. We just gotta think really old games. Portal 2.
Portal
Wait,
2.
really? What
Okay,
the
we'll
hell?
know again. We'll know for sure. Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh man, 4 is on here. Both at GTA 4s.
Uh,
Half-Life 2. Oh,
Tony
Half-Life
Hawk
1.
Pro Skater, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. 2, 3, 3.
3.
And then let me try to do 4. That's very funny. I did not notice that. I didn't know
BioShock.
Sporkle quizzes were that old.
Apparently,
BioShock, okay. What about
wow,
Infinite?
both of the versions. Infinite will be past probably after this list,
Oh
won't it?
yeah, because GTA 5 is not on there, so
Yeah.
that is very funny. 11/11/09. That is insane.
Dude,
People were alive.
2009 is good. I was 9 years old. You were like 6. Like,
People were alive back then. That is weird. Okay.
Wow.
This is gonna be way harder than I expected.
There's got to be a Final Fantasy on there, right?
Oh yeah, good call. Fantasy 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. Man, 9 is on there,
7
but
not
not
on there?
7?
I
Oh, I guess no, because I think it's past the Metacritic cutoff. 10, 11.
There's got to be.
12,
Oh, Resident Evil
13.
4.
Oh, good call. 4. Yep. Super Mario Galaxy.
You would know best, but the Metal
And then
Gear is
Super
got to
Mario
be on there,
Galaxy
right?
2. Oh yeah, no doubt.
I don't know which ones did the best, but
Let me see if I can just do the acronym. I can. MGS2, MGS3, 4, 1. That is crazy. Only MGS2. MGS3.
Sons of Liberty, is that Greg?
That's my
Middle's
favorite.
Oh.
That's my favorite. But most people would say 3 is the best.
What's the one that Greg really likes?
He likes the first game and Peace Walker.
Oh, Peace Walker. Okay.
Did I do Galaxy 2? Wait. Whatever. Galaxy 2 is past the cutoff. That's 2010. Wait, so does that mean? Hang on, I just gotta test.
There's
Red
so many
Dead
PlayStation 2s on here.
Redemption. Yep.
Oh, what did Mass Effect score? That was 2007.
Oh yeah. Hang on, Mass Effect. Nope. 2? Yeah, that's past it. Let's do the other Grand Theft Autos. Grand Theft Auto 3. Yep. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Oh yeah, San Andreas. Yep, there. A lot of these are like also different platforms.
say.
Very funny.
Dude,
Okay, wait.
this being from
There
2009
we
is so funny.
Wait. Okay, I just had a brain blast. I remember there's a very funny game that's in here. Madden 2K1. 2K2? 3?
2K5?
Oh my god, there's a Madden game on Dreamcast. I don't remember what it was. Oh no, it's NFL 2K.
Oh, freaking Halo. Halo's on this.
There we go. NFL 2K1. Halo. Yeah.
Maybe
Halo
is
2?
Halo 2?
Yep. Halo 3? Nope.
Gears of War.
Gears of War. Good answer. Nope.
Wow, what the hell? I thought Gears of War was high up there. What's that original Xbox 94? That's what I'm trying to think. I'm like, what the
I
hell is
wonder, is the orange box on here? Yep.
that?
The orange
Wow,
box.
okay.
I already did Half-Life 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking of other Valve games. What else? Left 4 Dead. Nope, and 2 isn't on here. That should be on there. Left 4 Dead is peak.
96 Xbox 360.
Portal? No Portal. COD 4? Wait, let me try 2.
Call of Duty maybe, but I don't think they ever scored that high.
Yeah, and I guess not. I thought they did. I thought one of them did. Let's see. I did Metal Gear. Let me go back to Mario. I don't think there's any other Mario games though.
What's the Xbox title is a double pack?
That's
I feel like
very
you should
random.
know that. I know.
That's very. I don't know.
Doom? Is Doom on here, or was that before Metacritic?
Doom. That's before Metacritic. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a very specific time frame
Yeah,
from like 1999 to 2009, which that is not what I thought it would be. This makes it.
This would have been way easier if this was not.
Yeah. What GameCube? Oh, Metroid Prime. Peak.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good call.
I wonder if Super Mario 64 is on here.
Or
That's before the
any
cutoff.
Donkey Kongs?
No, not any. Most likely. Most likely would be like. Actually, none of them. Not Donkey Kong 64, maybe. Oh,
Kirby
Banjo
never scored this
Kazooie.
high.
What's up?
Kirby never scored this high.
God no. I wish, but no.
Oh, did any of the Jack games? I know Jack and them are
Oh,
like Jack and Dexter's are pretty
2,
high.
3. No, definitely not.
Ratchet.
I promise you, Ratchet's not that high. Maybe up your arsenal. Let's try it.
Because there's so many PS2 on here. This one, like PS2, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's weird. We did
Spyro?
okay.
Was Spyro ever this high?
No, I promise you, it's not. No Crash
Crash.
either.
No Crash? Okay.
Yeah, they're not that high. I wish, but no. Okay. Let's think about this. We have 3 minutes left. Let's think about. We did Rockstar. I think we've done every Rockstar game,
We did not even.
except the PSP games, I guess. But that's not going to be on there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like big companies. I was going to say Last of Us. It's before the cutoff.
This is crazy.
Uh,
I can't believe
I
there's
think
only one Bioshock, but I guess that doesn't make sense because the cutoff.
This PlayStation 3 game is really bothering me. What PlayStation 3 game got a 96? Wait, I know. Little Big Planet. Okay.
I don't
They
know,
got
95, but that was good though. That was a good call.
Now I'm a little mad that Metal Gear Solid 4 isn't on here. Let's see. Little Big Planet. Oh, maybe Super Smash Brothers Melee?
Are they
Brawl?
multiplayer games? Like,
Yeah,
would it
maybe.
score this high?
Blizzard
High?
games. So let's try StarCraft 2. No. Did World of
World of
Warcraft get on
Warcraft?
Metacritic?
I don't know if it did, but it should be up here.
No, it's not on there. Warcraft 3 is always the one people talk about. Nope. I don't know any other Blizzard games. Overwatch. God damn. Fusion, we're washed. Though
I don't
honestly,
Overwatch. This is extremely hard. Honestly, I'm happy we've got 28 so far.
I'm trying to understand what this Game Boy Advance game that critics are like, this is a 94. Like, come on. There's no Pokemon. I know for a fact there's no Pokemon.
Like, so there's so many original Xbox on here we haven't got. How is it not like, and it's not Halo? What else did they have?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah, no other. There's a. Oh, Shenmue. Nope. 2? Nope. Blinks.
See, that's what I was thinking when I'm looking at the original Xbox stuff. I'm like, there's no chance.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Let's try to get
What
at least
about other
one more.
rare games? Other rare games outside of Banjo? Did they make anything good?
No, there's GoldenEye. I doubt that's on here.
Oh, it is.
Shit.
Okay,
There we go. Okay. Because Perfect Dark was there.
And there's only one Capcom Resident Evil? Really?
Yeah, only one Resident Evil. You know what? Okay, this is a big risk because this is a long title. Phoenix. I don't know how to spell that name. Never mind. We're not doing it. Ace Attorney? No. Okay. I thought that could be the GBA game.
Xbox
Oh my god.
96.
Wait. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. There you go, Jack.
Okay, nice.
And then
So
Wind
he was probably
Waker.
screaming.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
Wind
wow,
Waker.
there's a lot of Zeldas on here.
Twilight Princess. Okay, we're past the cutoff, but I might as well throw on. Okay, yeah, that's all the Zeldas. All right, Fusion, 32 out of 50. We missed the GTA double pack. That's what it was.
And it was Modern Warfare 2 twice on there.
Oh my god, I put Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I forgot to put 2. Damn it.
Baldur's Gate 2. Wow, we could have got that. Oh, Link to the Past.
Yeah, the GBA version. That's
there was
why.
3 Maddens.
Dude, we should have just spammed.
What were they
we
doing?
should have spammed Madden.
Metal Gear Solid was on there.
Wait, where?
Just the original 94 PlayStation.
Oh, because I just put MGS and it didn't count it. What the fuck?
Oh, Oblivion. We never thought about Oblivion.
We didn't think. Yeah.
Did we think of? We didn't think of Bethesda at all.
Yeah,
well, that's the
it's
only
that thing. That was before the Bethesda era, really. I guess at that point it would just be Oblivion and Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was
Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
That's crazy. Let's actually look at the Metacritic Top 50 now. I'm curious how much has changed. Here we go. Best games of all time. You're still watching, right?
Yeah.
Brother, yeah, I'm gonna use an ad blocker. Fuck off. Okay. Ocarina of Time, Soul Calibur, GTA 4, those are the same. Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy 2 is on there now. Breath of the Wild 2 is on there now. These two are the same. Red
Red
Dead
Dead is
Redemption,
new.
yeah.
GTA
GTA
5 new.
5. Odyssey.
Odyssey new.
And NFL 2K1. Man, they really fucked with that game, huh?
Hey.
Half-Life 2 is the same. All these are the
Uncharted
same.
2. Oh,
Baldur's Gate
Uncharted 2 is
3.
new, right?
Yeah,
As in, like,
Uncharted 2 is
it
in
wasn't
there.
on that list, or was it?
No, it was on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Uncharted 2 was there. Baldur's Gate 3 is new. Tekken 3 wasn't on that list, I don't think.
No,
Was
because
it?
98 and it started in 99.
No, because it had games before 99.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it had Metal Gear Solid. Maybe it did have it on the list, we just forgot. Mass Effect 2, that's new.
No, yeah.
The House in Fata Morgana, shoutouts. Elden Ring,
New.
Skyrim,
New.
Tears of the
Tears of the
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Gran Turismo is the same. The Grand Theft Auto double pack. There it is. It's still there. Portal Companion Cube Collection. That was the one that included 1 and 2. Baldur's Gate 2 is still on there.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the Legend of Zelda like big pack with like all the games. Then Last
The
of
Last of
Us,
Us.
Madden,
Hades 2.
Hades 2. Shout outs, dude.
Dude,
And
that gave me
then
a top 50 all time. Makes me so happy.
Persona 5 Royal, and then Last of Us. So Last of Us is there twice as well. Astrobot is
Astrobot
just outside
54,
of it.
just there, baby. If we didn't do like, I hate that. I understand, but I hate that they do like there's probably like 7, like 2 Last of Us is on there. Like,
Oh yeah, there shouldn't be
take
like
the re-releases out,
duplicates.
bro. Just put
No.
whatever the highest it got at that time, put it up there. Like, because Astrobot should be in there. God of War would probably be in there.
Yeah,
Like, some of these games would be up in there.
dude, Arkham City is on. Okay, listen,
Quake. I didn't
that's
think about Quake.
Arkham City. Like Asylum's.
I thought that was your favorite, dude.
No, I'm an Asylum guy.
Dude, a
Dark's a City
94 is
guy.
crazy. Bro, back then we were just giving 10s to anything.
Oh,
That's what it was. It truly was.
I mean, we
It's
kind
so
of do
hard to
that
hit
now.
94 today. Dude, it's so hard.
Yeah, but that's mostly because a lot of people are like, actually, this is a 7.
It also is because there's like legit twice as many review outlets now. Like back then it was like, here's 14 reviews.
Look at Tears of the Kingdom, 150 critic reviews.
And honestly, that's probably low. Not low, but as in like Claire Obscura, I think had like 200. Like it's just
versus let's do Madden NFL 2004. If Metacritic will load, what a great website, by the way. Really high quality website.
I've only used OpenCritic since 2013, dude. I've been locked in.
No, you have
29.
not. 29.
Yeah, I really have, dude. I'm an OpenCritic fanatic.
All right.
I hate Metacritic.
29 critic reviews.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like back then, it was literally like 30 reviews for your whole game. You were getting, and if 7 people gave it a 10, it was a 90 plus. Like you're locked in.
That is very funny. But yeah, no,
Speaking
you're right.
Reviews.
Yeah,
Mixtape 87 now.
Let's talk about it. I mean, you played it. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I really want to hear you talk about Mixtape. I wanted to hear Bob talk about it too, but ghosted us. So Mixtape is sitting at an 87, as you mentioned. We talked about it when it was like a 94 on OpenCritic. It's currently at 84 critic reviews. Listen, 10 out of 10. That's all. I wanted to say it last week, but I was trying to be nice. After watching a lot of people play the game, I'm like 10 out of 10. Like really? Like, I'm curious what you think, Fusion. I'm very curious.
You'll hate that I gave it a 10.
Oh no.
You're like, that's my 7th 10 right there. Mixtape.
You sure I'm my favorite game, man? What the hell?
80. I'll say this as someone who I was always interested in it. The 94 shocked me when it happened. 87 is way more respectable for what I think Mixtape is.
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
I very much enjoyed Mixtape. It seems like I'm literally the only person in the Discord that actually did. I think actually Bob actually really also enjoys it. I'm pretty sure Beef does enjoy it. He made one comment that seems like he liked it, but like Binks doesn't like it. Moon quit it. Colin, I don't know. Like it just seems like so far more people in our Discord circle aren't vibing with it as much as like I did, which I like. To put my number out first, I gave it an 8. I think it's a great game. That's why I think that 87 makes more sense. I'm like, that is way more respectful than 94. This is not one of the like when it was the 94. It was the 10th greatest game on. It was the 10th greatest game on OpenCritic of all time. I'm like, what? Like this is not that. And like, I would never. look at that IGN review. If they did hit for them as a 10 out of 10, fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to throw a fit about that. I don't see it personally, but like, I'm not being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe IGN gave this game a 10 out of 10 because it was Simon Cardy, I'm pretty sure. And I love Simon Cardy. Like, I do,
Yeah,
like, he is
he's
an
all right.
awesome. I like him mainly because I've only interacted with him through kind of funny content, and he's awesome on kind of funny
Oh,
content.
he's
So, like,
funny. Yeah.
I don't know him outside of that, but like,
I'm
I'm like,
Mitchell's
whatever.
ultimate
Like,
truther.
yeah, like I don't go to Simon Carly for reviews necessarily, but I know his name. I think he's a good human. Like whatever, he put a 10. If it really connected with him, the same way as when I watched the Kind of Funny review, Greg gave it a 10, Tim gave it a 10, and Blushing gave
Yeah.
it a 9. So I'm like, across them, they were very high on it. Like,
Tim and Greg are like 80 years old though. This is the
I mean,
type of
yeah,
game that like
and that is
hits
true.
them.
That's what it came down to. Where
I'm
someone
not
like
trying to be a
me,
dick, by the way. I'm sorry.
someone like me wasn't born. I mean, I was born in 1999. Like, I literally just made the cutoff. I wasn't
You're a
growing up in the
90s kid.
90s. Yeah, so like technically, I was born in the 90s, but I wasn't like living my life through the 90s. So there was a lot of this story that wasn't nostalgic enough for me, and it didn't hit me in emotional ways like it would for a Tim Geddes or Simon Cardy and all these other people. Um, so that's maybe why I was not even lower on my score. It seems like perfectly in line with the reviewers at this point of giving it an 8, where it's an 87. That's probably a little higher than I expected, but also I don't care at the end of the day. Um,
I
I just think
wonder.
it's so funny how the internet has been so mad with this game for the
Oh
last
yeah.
week. If it came out as an 87 last week, it would never have happened.
Oh yeah.
Like, people would have been normal about this, but it was the fact that they saw the 10 from IGN, and then it was a 94 on Metacritic and on OpenCritic, and they're like, wow, this is one of the greatest games of all time, and it's not in the video game, you can't even play it, blah, blah. Like, it blew up in proportions that I think is so unfair to the devs. Like, ridiculously unfair, where it's like, for one, I watched these guys on Kind of Funny a couple of days prior, and they're the coolest dudes of all time. And I don't like The Artful Escape, the game they made prior. Like, I don't vibe with it. I think Mixtape is
Because
a
it's not a video game.
substantially better game than The Artful Escape. And The Artful Escape probably does have more gameplay than Mixtape. Anyways, I guess
That's
Artful
crazy.
Escape is not my type of thing. Mixtape, I think substantially is a better game, has better art, does cool things. Some of the mini games, some of the stuff they do in Mixtape is genuinely awesome. It was like, these are the coolest dudes ever. The lead director's name is Johnny Galvatron. I'm like, you're the coolest dude I've
That
ever
is
seen.
awesome.
Like,
That is a cool name.
he's cool as hell, dude. He's like the coolest dude ever. Like, you look at that podcast, you're like, this dude rips. From Australia, like, they're cool dudes. And it's just like, they've been given so much shit on the internet about, like, they're an industry plant, this game's for losers, like, all this other stuff. It's like, just let people enjoy it. If they thought it was a 10, cool. I don't care. If they thought it was a 6, cool. I don't care. Just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. You know what I mean? I've never
Yeah.
seen
I
video
think
game
it's a-
industry has been bad, especially not the industry, but Twitter wise has been bad for a few years now. But I've never seen it be this bad. Like, people are
Oh
so
yeah.
mad that
Lately
people are
it's
having
crazy.
fun. Why does it matter if someone's having fun or not?
It's lately more than ever. It feels like every game has discourse for no reason whatsoever. I completely understand like criticizing the game. I will say that. Like I understand if like you played it and you're like, I don't like this game. Or hell, even if you didn't play it, it's like I don't really get this. But like to get mad at someone else's like opinion on a game or for liking a game, it's just like, dude, like come on, man. Like, there are go play a video game that's fun to you then. Like it feels like you have zero reason to be like this mad when like there's like 100 other video games. So it's like, who cares if
Yes.
Mixtape is doing this when like, okay, go play
Saros came
Elden
out.
Ring. Yeah,
Like,
go play Saros.
you want a
Nobody's mad
gameplay
at
ass
Saros.
game? Go play Saros, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's frustrating. I definitely understand the annoyance. Do you think I've heard this take a bit of like, oh, IGN screwed this game by giving it a 10? Do you think that's like something with water to it? It's like maybe they shouldn't have given it a 10 just because of that, or should they say, no, fuck it, like say what you want to say, like because I'm of that mind where it's like, listen, if you truly think this is a 10, then it's a 10. I'm not gonna silence you. Like you shouldn't be silenced for that
Yeah,
opinion.
no, like, whatever your opinion is, give it. Like, IGN should never, again, I think we talked about this a little bit, kind of in like GTA realm, where it's like, just because GTA exists doesn't mean you have to walk on eggshells around it. In the same way, it's like, if you fully believe a game's a 10, even if you're going to be, everyone say it's a 7 out of 10 to 89 other people, but you think it's a 10, don't be like,
Put
I'm
it
gonna
out,
give it an 8. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm scared. If you feel like it's 10 out of 10, it's a 10 out of 10. Who cares? You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
it's
like
just that
I
thing
can
where,
make fun of you, but still.
yeah, it's like people might not agree with your opinion, and you're gonna have you if you give something a 10, you're gonna have to prepare yourself to see discourse about it. That's just
Oh
not
yeah, of
natural. The
course.
same way if you gave something a 1 out of 10, you're gonna get discourse about it. You know what I mean? IGN is just such a big outlet. It is the biggest review outlet out there, where it's like whatever number they put out, if this was a mixtape 5 compared to a 10, they were getting some shit for it. But the fact that it is a 10, and IGN doesn't give 10s often, and they're usually labeled as the outlet that gives too low of scores, like they are the 7
Yeah.
out of 10 meme outlet. So when you see this 10, and it's now for a video game that all the video game purists are like, this isn't even a game, see, it just snowballed into the fact that it's a skate mixtape now, and I've seen it for like, people are just casually posting their favorite games of all time for fun. Like, they're like, I love these games. And it's all these weird bros that are coming out of nowhere being like, did you start playing video games in 2020, dude?
Oh my
Like, this list is
god.
terrible. Or like, have you played Dark Souls? Like, it's just so many people that are
Okay,
so mad
calm
that
down.
like, well, let's be honest, some of the people in that
Oh no,
community.
you're right. You're right. But
Yeah,
like, hey,
where it's like, I saw someone post, literally someone said their favorite indie of all time was Hades 2, and someone was like, is Hades 2 even an indie game? I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, we're not
what are
calling
we
Supergiant
doing?
Hades a non-indie I'm like, I'm gonna blow my brains out every time I get on Twitter now, because like, I literally saw a list and it was like they're like all these indies, blah blah. Like Hollow Knight's not even an indie game. I'm like, what are we talking about? Like,
Fusion. That's why you got to go onto Twitter and like you treat it like a zoo. You're seeing the wild animals. It's like, oh, these people are so dumb. Look at them go. You just
it's
can't
like
take it seriously.
and it's just people are just posting like their top 25 games of all time. They're having fun. They're like, I'm gonna post this. They have Spider-Man 2 in there, some other games like God of War, and they'll people will be like, this is just slop. This is slop. You don't have Bayonetta 3. Where's your pure action game, Devil May Cry 2? Like, no one cares. Like,
The worst one.
I
Devil
know,
May Cry 2. I know you're making the point though.
but it's just
It's
like
just very funny.
it's like this weird group now that makes. And it seems like they've blown up recently, maybe because of the mixtape discourse, where it's like, if a video game is not pure gameplay and nothing else, it's not a game anymore. It's just slop. It's just art. It's just nothing. It's
Yeah,
like,
who would ever think like
you,
that?
but it's like, come on. These are the same people that got mad that Astrobot won Game of the Year.
Oh no,
A
yeah,
pure
I
game.
don't associate myself with them. Just to be clear, you know.
So, I don't know. Or
I
those are
like
the
a bit
same
of
people
story.
who love Metal Gear Solid. Oh, but it's just it's just a nonsense right now. And
Well,
it's like I
it's
usually ignore it all, or at least try to. But the mixtape discourse was too large that I couldn't ignore it. Like, it was everywhere all day.
it's usually LARPers. I'll tell you, Fusion. All the people who have like their favorite games, it's like Metal Gear Solid 2 and Silent Hill 2 and like Resident Evil 1. They have never played those games. They just want to try to appeal as like cool.
They
Oh, I'm
weren't even born yet.
yeah, I mean, like I've played those games, so I get to put them on my list. All right, like they're amazing games, but like there are people that LARP about like playing these games because they don't want to look like, oh, I don't play like the
Dude,
classics. And it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you play as long as you play a video game and you're willing to try out these like I will recommend you those classics. If you don't want to play them, fine. I don't give a shit.
yeah. It's like
No skin off my teeth.
there's a group that literally thinks like you can't one of your favorite games of all time can't come out post 2010. Like, you're not allowed. Like, if your game
And
came
it's
out in
like,
2018, Red Dead Redemption 2, sorry man, you're a woke flop dude. Like, okay, like,
yeah. And like, listen, I make fun of Bob for like his favorite game coming out last year, and like, I still don't believe him. I don't think that's actually his favorite game. But like,
it'll be
it's
Forza
whatever.
Horizon
It's his
6,
opinion.
don't worry.
Thankfully, yeah, that's a real game, not AI generated. No, but like in real talk though, I am just curious about like what caused this, and I really do think it's just people are stressed. The living situation in the U.S. and like the world economy and all that, everyone's stressed out, and I don't want to get into all that. I don't like talking about that shit, but at the end of the day, people are just stressed out and they're taking it out online because they have no other outlet. And it's like, listen, man, again, you got to treat it like a zoo. You got to treat it like, hey, these people are dumber than me. I'm going out to see the animals because
Yeah,
clearly it's just not worth trying to have like real discourse
that's
unless
what I mean. It's
with
like
people that you actually know and talk to and trust, like us with our little shindig.
and it's like it's so fun to have real discourse between respectful people that like you're talking about why you might not like this game as much as someone else, but like
Yeah,
you can find a middle ground and no one's calling this game bad or this game. You know what I mean? They're just like you're having a middle ground here where it's like, yeah, I can see why you like it, why, but that doesn't happen anymore. It's like if you like this thing, you're the worst human ever. If you don't like this thing, it's just like it's just nonsense. And it's like,
So how's the
man,
game, Fusion?
I and like
I
I
do
said,
think we should probably talk about the game.
I gave it an 8.
So
It
great.
was that weird thing where I played it the day it came out and I saw those 94s. So I went into it with extremely high expectations. You see a 94 and you're like, holy crap, like this might be an all-time experience for me. Wasn't that, but I liked the characters. I liked the music selection they put in there. I liked the narrative it was telling. Was it like the most emotional grounding thing for me? No, because it didn't. I didn't grow up in that time. There was some stuff that I could relate to as being a kid, but like not everything. So like at the end of the day, I
Mhm.
really enjoyed the experience. Like it will probably, I don't know, be in my top 12 by the end of the year when we do Soggies. I would assume the back half, it definitely won't be the top half, but I could see it being
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, that range or something. Um, but yeah, it's just I think it does very good in the genre it's in. Like, do I say it's the best in the genre? Like in that specific genre? Maybe not, but it's definitely up there. Like it's high in that list of
Hmm.
what that game is. And I'm happy I played it. Like I played it. It took me 3 hours, 4 hours over one sitting. Like it is that type of game where you just sit down. It's rare you get those type of games anymore where you can sit down for one night, like an Inside or a Limbo or
Oh,
whatever,
that's
and just
nice.
play it. You know what I mean? From start to finish. Have some snacks, whatever, your drinks on the side, and you just sit there and you just experience the emotions for the next 4 hours. And that's all I did, and I enjoyed it.
I I was thinking about this, Fusion, and I always think about it, I'm like, why do I really love Firewatch and Journey? Like I really love Journey, but like I look at a mixtape, I'm like, I would hate this. And I really think it's the tone. I'm just not into the tone. And at the end of the day, like it's just different tones for different folks. I know
Mhm.
like a lot of people who really connected with the tone and the characters. I just saw I'm like, I'm not into this vibe at all. But like, hey, there it is though, Fusion. I said I'm not into it, and then I just leave it at that. My
Yeah,
life is the exact same, where other people are fighting this like it's a goddamn war. But I'm
dude.
glad to hear you enjoyed it. And clearly Bob enjoyed it too. It is very much resonating with certain people a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, and even more so than me. You know what I mean? Like there's, like I said, Tim Geddes, multiple give it tens. Like whatever. If that is how it is
That
for
is a
you,
little crazy,
cool.
though. I will say
And
that.
like I will admit, I don't see the 10 here, but I also don't care enough. You know what I mean? I just just like I look at Forza and I'm like, I
I'm not
don't
gonna
care about the
argue tooth
racing
and
game.
tail.
You know what I mean? I don't care about the racing game. I'm not into racing games. So whatever, I just leave it alone. I'm never gonna go into a freaking forum and be like, this is my Forza, not cool. Like, no. I don't care. There's too many things I enjoy for me to talk about the things I don't.
I 100% agree with you. Yeah, that's annoying, but you know what? Who cares? At the end of the day, we played these games. And we can talk about it on the podcast. And it's like the Aftermath article says, we shouldn't care about any of
Yeah, we
this.
should care anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, mixtape price on more than sorrow, so.
That's tough, man. Let's talk about what else we've been playing. I mean, really, it's Staros, I guess,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
you and me. Like, I beat the game, or I rolled credits. I haven't done the true ending. I'm trying to get the platinum. I will say, I'm a little burnt out. Not because I don't like the game. I really like the game, but like it's that feeling, Fusion. When I get credits in a game, I'm like, that's usually when I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I get I want to do the platinum run stuff, but then I look at some of the things. I'm like, kind of got what I wanted.
I,
Like I
yeah,
really enjoy this game a lot, but I'm like, maybe I just save this and like come back to it later in the year or something.
that's why with my platinum, because I got the platinum for it, I made sure like when I was going to roll credits, I would have maybe 1 to 2 trophies left, where it would take 1 or 2 runs and I was done. So like
Yeah.
I was so close to the platinum by the time I did roll those credits that I was like, okay, I can just do a quick cleanup. The hardest and most annoying one was the non-damage in the biome.
Yeah,
That's why
that's insane.
dude, it took me like
I
and
feel like if you
that
throw
one,
on all the modifiers, it probably isn't too bad.
but it's just all it takes is one, dude. All it takes is one.
Yeah.
Just if you fall off the map, done. Like
Oh
all it
yeah, you
just
also have
takes.
to kill the boss too.
Yeah, you have to kill the boss. So all it takes is one, and I was doing it in the first biome just over and over because that's the easiest biome, obviously. And it
Hmm.
was just always one part somehow.
One random bullet.
And there's multiple runs where I somehow don't get hit on the boss, but I got hit before I got to the boss. So I'm like, why am I even trying anymore with the boss? But here I am tryharding. I'm like learning the patterns. I'm like, okay, I got this down. And it's just like all it takes is one. That one was super. That was the one that took me the most. But in the same vein, there's another trophy where you have to go through a biome successfully 33 times Claire Obscure reference,
Yeah.
33 times with the modifier on. So I was knocking those out while trying to go for the perfect run also. I was like, whatever, turn the modifiers on and let me just do these runs. So it
Yeah,
helped going through
I
there.
tried that
But
quite a
those
few
were the two
times.
longest ones for me, where it's like, I maybe could have beat this game in platinum in maybe 18 hours instead of the 21 it took me.
Dude, I feel like if Claire Obscure never came out, it would have been like 10 times. So theoretically, Claire
33 was a
Obscure
lot
made
of times.
Saros
But
worse.
it was a
Theoretically.
lot of times. I think it should have been like 20 or 15. But I don't know. I used like the modifier. The modifier is pretty. Once I saw that trophy, like probably 50 runs in, I started to use them more because I'm like, I need to use them. I'm getting this trophy. Like,
Yeah, it's weird because like I had them on for every run, and like it wasn't because I had
well,
the
you got
ones that like for like more luminant gain, so like making it
yeah,
harder for
yeah.
me to
But
play.
you have to beat the boss,
Yeah, that's what I was
and
doing. I beat the boss and everything, and they
any
only
run
had
that
like six.
that's what I mean, any run that takes you. So say you had a run where you went through multiple biomes, that still counts as one run.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because
That's
like
why I was just spamming the first biome because you just go to the first biome, kill that boss, then go back to the passage, do it again.
yeah, 'cause I remember that because I would go to the teleporter, or like I would see the teleporter. I'm like,
And
I'm
you
not a
skip it.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
not a bitch.
exactly.
I'm gonna keep going. Yeah,
That's why I had so when I rolled credits, I probably had to do that first biome for that specific trophy probably 15, 16 times because
yeah,
I
that's
just kept
frustrating.
always kept going. I wish it would have stacked. I don't know how hard that would have
Uh-huh.
been for them, but it should have stacked where it's like I'm now three biomes deep in this run. This should count as three runs, but no, it counts.
100%.
One run counts no matter how long or short it is. That's the run.
But to talk about the actual game, it's awesome. It's I was talking about this last week with Bench, and I'm curious what your stance on it is. I'm a little disappointed that it's just outright not a roguelike anymore. I do really love the roguelike elements, but it was always that idea of like I really love Returnal. I do think it went too far where it was like it was a true roguelike and
Mhm.
not a roguelite like a Hades where there wasn't enough permanent progression. And I feel like with Saros, it's like, okay, well now all it is permanent progression to the point where it's just not a roguelike anymore. So it loses me a bit there. But man, the moment to moment gameplay is so fucking good in this game. It's just it's peak gameplay. It feels amazing to shoot. I do think, and I'm curious again how you stand on this. Not a lot of cool weapons. I feel like a lot of I kind of just stuck to like one or two guns because I felt like most of the weapons were
Which
just gimmicks that
same
weren't
issue in
very
Returnal to me.
effective. Yeah, no, I think the same with Returnal as well. But I'm like, this is the sequel. It feels like we should have more
Mhm.
weapons that are good now. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of come out of it. I'm like, yeah, this was an awesome game. I really, really enjoyed it. I kind of stands around the same as Returnal for me. I don't really have a preference over either. I think both do good things for different reasons. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do a spoiler cast on it. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time. But I'm not like this is game of the year. Like it's
Mhm.
just like, oh yeah, this is like a very high quality game I played this year.
Yeah, I'm in a. This is my game of the year at the moment. Which this isn't like this has been a really good year so far, but it's not been like a crazy year. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
it's not like you played like 30 games that are
yeah,
like intense.
we haven't had Silk Songs yet. Hades 2. Like we haven't had these games out there that are like these is like well mixtape apparently, but like, we haven't had these crazy ass games out there where like everything I've played so far has been in that like 8 to 8.5 range to me. So it's like, but Stars right now, I I like the story. It sounds like more than you and Binge, and
That's
maybe
fine.
because
I like it.
I've like deep dive the story a lot for some reason. I was collecting every note and like I'm like I had to explain half this story to Binks. Binks was confused as hell in my DMs. He's like, "What's even happening?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Are you playing the same game as me?" Or
I understood the story, so don't put me on that wavelength as him.
so like, um, but it's like I really like this story and I really like what they do after like the true ending stuff. Like I think it all comes together really well. I think that's maybe what bumped me up to that my game of the year because before it was Pragmata, like that was my game of the
Mhm.
year and that was blah blah blah. Anyways, um, yeah, I think it just straight up is fun to play. Like even
Yeah.
after I got that platinum, before I moved on to mixtape, I was like, I want to do one more run just from the beginning. You know what I mean? Just do a run, which took me like 90 minutes of just going start from the finish to the
Oh,
end.
that's fun.
I'm putting it all together as my last send off really of this game. I'm like, I'm gonna just do it all in one run because it's fun and I want to play the gameplay. Someone tweeted out this morning, they're like, they believe Saros is the best feeling third person shooter. And I was like, that's crazy. But then I was thinking, I'm like, they might be onto something. Like
Yeah,
as a pure feel standpoint, it's up
definitely
there.
better than like, because what would other? I mean, I guess like Gears of War, but like this feels 10 times more better.
Yeah,
than
that's
Gears
what I
of
mean.
War.
Because most third-person shooters are like cover shooters and stuff. Mass Effect, GTA, like
Yeah,
this is like this
I
feels
personally
amazing.
like Uncharted more, but I'm biased, so like, I'm
Okay,
not gonna
because
argue.
that's really what Last of Us Part 2 came to mind to me, which Uncharted 4 and
Oh, yeah,
Last of Us
that's
Part
up
2 were
there.
very similar.
But-
Where like those feel probably those would be up there, but if that's your competition, damn, you did something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm where we're off is I like this substantially more than Returnal. I was never a Returnal lover as is because of elements like you said. I think Returnal is not the. I think Returnal obviously it's a roguelike and not a roguelite, like you said. And I'm more of that roguelite person. Like I want the Hades,
Yeah,
I want what
of course.
Saurus offers. I think Returnal is the worst roguelike I've ever played. In a stance of I just didn't like how Returnal for some reason to me the way they created Returnal. I think Returnal. Let me put it this way. I think the way they made Saros almost like this Doom action game type thing, that would have fit Returnal better. And maybe it's a hot take, but I feel like the way Returnal is as a video game, it would have been a better game if it was this type of Saros progression.
Oh, so like
And
you think it would have been better if it wasn't a roguelike at all?
Yes, basically is what I'm saying. I don't think Returnal or Saros should be roguelikes. I just don't think that is the genre they should go for here.
I don't think that's a crazy take.
Yeah, and I think they just work better as this just pure action shooter. And they're so good at it because the action at the core is the best part. That's why with the progression system, I loved it in Saros. I was very disappointed. My big disappointment with Saros comes from when they tried to do the Hades thing, where it's like you come back to the passage and you talk to your crewmates. Fuck these crewmates.
Yeah,
they suck
it's
for
so
one.
lame.
And for two,
I
it's not
don't
even
know
close
those.
to Hades. I hate that they even like brought up Hades in the name drop because I'm like, this isn't even close. Like, not even substantially. Like, that's my least favorite thing about Saros is the passage and how just mid that entire thing is. It's like I don't want to talk to these
boring.
characters.
They're
just,
really
they're
mean.
here. Yeah, they're here. They're mean. Like I just don't want to talk to them. They do. I think they do. The worst part is the passage. That entire thing is just not great. Like it's not a hub like I wanted it to be. And some of the marketing stuff, I'm like, this isn't a hub as you explained it was going to be. So it's like
you don't do anything there.
Yeah.
Like, I just grab the like notepad and don't listen to it.
Yep.
And then I go and start another run.
So it's like that's probably my least favorite thing. So it's like again, it's that roguelike type thing was my least favorite thing of Saros, where I'm like, man, I don't care about you giving me this in between narrative because these people suck and you're not doing it well enough. Like so I think, like I said, maybe a hot take, whatever. I think Returnal would have been better in this style. I just don't think. I think Housemarque does combat and everything so well. The one thing they're not great at is making a true roguelike. So it's like, just stop making that style of game.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. I think it's because they came from those
Yeah,
roots
yeah.
of like the arcade style games.
I just think
they try to apply
that
it to
genre.
this. Yeah, which is totally fair. I feel that point. I think it's just like I really love roguelikes, and I would have wanted to see them like push the genre forward rather than just kind of like giving up on it. And like, yeah, you're kind of right. Where it's like maybe you guys should just not do the roguelike thing at all and like just make these action games.
Which I'd be totally fine with. And maybe I am a little roguelike out recently. Like I've played so many what it feels like.
You played like 100 hours of Hades too.
Yeah, I would say I played Hades 2 leading up to Saros. I did more runs because I'm like I love Hades 2 so much. Where it's just like everything we're kind of in that stance. Well, I remember Jeff Grubb said it probably a few years ago where he's like, if you want to make your game good, just add a roguelike mode. Which at the time I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. But now it feels like everything has the mode, and I'm like, man. We can move away a little bit.
Maybe I do kind of just want to finish a level and it just
you know what I mean. And luckily, we're in the stance where like more stuff are light than like we're like permanent progressive, like progression's happening, and that is my preference. Like I totally. It sounds like you're the opposite, but me, I'm like I want to at least every run feel like I'm permanently getting better. Or
no, I'm with you there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's
like the permanent upgrades. I just think
yeah.
they're scaled too much on Saros.
Which is fine because it is like. By the end of that game, I had the whole skill tree up, and I was just a machine. But it's also cool that it felt like, truthfully, and kind of remind me of those old school like 360 games where it's like, by the end of those games, you're just so good. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, there's always consistently something. You're just always getting better, naturally playing, and also just the game doing it. Where I love that. Where by the end of the game, you kind of feel like just like a superhuman, and you're like everything's dying, and like I love that about games. Personally, I like the power scaling in that way. So like, I don't know. Like I said, Saros. awesome. Like I seem to enjoy the story more than most. I kind of hope there's DLC. There's some cool story stuff where I
Probably a
want more
Tower
answers to.
Sisyphus thing.
Yeah, like
Like
I
a
want more
Thanos.
answers too. I want some more story stuff. Housemarque, like they did Returnal DLC, so I could see more DLC here. Whatever. I just think this game's really awesome. I know earlier you said you don't think this is a game of the year like contender. I do think it could definitely be at the TGAs.
I think it
Is
could
it
be at the
guaranteed?
TGAs. I don't think it's going to be like my game of the year
Oh
contender.
no, I don't think it will be
So,
my game of the year either. Like it's
yeah.
GTA comes out this year and multiple other things, but
Yeah, I mean that's tough.
I think this could be one of the 6 at TGAs at the end of the year.
I feel we should probably start gearing up to do the TGA like top 6 prediction soon. Probably after SGF. But man, it's looking like a really strong year, honestly. Where like it feels like the first half of the year and the second half of the year are gonna feel like different years of like the amount of games and the quality of them. I'm very excited for that. It looking good, man. I'm excited. Though it is also going to be very anticlimactic if GTA is eligible. So it's like, oh, okay, it's just going to win. There's nothing else that it's going to compete with. But hey, you know what? They make Rockstar makes a game every 8 years. We can let them have this. Like let them have the 1 year because they lost to God of War in 2018. So like, give them their trophy, man. But yeah, looking like that's it. Now I do want to point out Fusion, PlayStation. We kind of mentioned this earlier, and you put it out there of PlayStation releasing their player counts for their games, which is interesting. I want to point out the stuff for the US, and Genki puts this up. Fortnite has 14.6 million concurrents on PlayStation. The number 2 is GTA 5 at 5.13 million.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
That's why I'm saying they can do $70 games.
Yeah.
They'll be okay.
I do want to point out, let me pull up Steam BB specifically for one game. Because it says here the current count for Marvel Rivals on PlayStation alone is 1.58 million. And then on PC, it's 116,000. I feel like that really shows it's like, damn, console is still very much bigger.
No,
than
which to be fair, those numbers you're looking at for console are for the week, not right now. So that's how many players are playing throughout the week. That's individual. That's not concurrent right now. No.
Okay. Completely removed.
So yeah, so that's like in the last week, 15 unique individuals have played Fortnite, which is still insane. You know what I mean? But it's like that's not right now at this moment, or any moment at all. That is just how many people. Like Call of Duty has had 5 million people play this week alone. Unique players.
Yeah. Apex Legends is at 1.72. It is interesting the drop off also from number 3, Minecraft 4.97 million, Call of Duty 4.95 million, and then it's Apex Legends at 1.72 million. That's a 3 million player difference. It really shows those top 4 are going to be the top 4 forever until GTA 6 comes out.
I wonder where Battlefield is, bro. I remember when they were like, we killed Call of Duty.
Battlefield 6 is at number 7 with 1.51 million.
Yeah, man. I mean, that fan base is so funny.
They
sold like 1 billion copies. Good for them at the start. And they're like, Call of Duty's dead this year. And then, like, the worst Call of Duty ever, still quadruple your number. Like, okay, man. Good luck next time, I guess.
Damn, you really are in that 360 COD versus Battlefield.
No, it just because it pisses me off so much. Because like, it's just they're delusional. They were totally delusional. People do not realize how big Call of Duty still is. The game sucks, but it's still the top 5 biggest thing on the planet when it comes to video games.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that movie is going to definitely help too.
Early.
We'll see. I do love that quote from the director. Is like, I hate video games. It's like, why are you making this?
You're making the most video game movie.
But yeah. Anyways, I think that's everything we've been playing, unless you have anything else. But
no, that's all I've been.
Yeah, dude. I think we're ready to go then. Fusion, thank you for joining me. Bob, fuck you. No, okay. But I'm happy to have you. Very fun episode. It was great having you again.
Yeah, it was great to be on, guessing games from 99 to 2009.
Dude, I cannot believe that. That's on me. I should have proofread that. I did not see the date.
Oh, good. Because I was like, the minute Astrobot and Uncharted 4 or something wasn't on, I was like, there's no way this is like recent. And I was like, wait, there's not a PS4, there's no Xbox One.
Yeah, that's the thing where I'm like, oh, I didn't see any PS4. I'm like, oh shit. But hey, I had fun. That was actually.
Really we got 30 out of 50, which I feel like
that's
not
pretty
terrible.
Good.
for a
Look-
9-year-old when that list came out, and how you know what I mean, and how
Yeah,
old you were,
like
whatever.
7. It's interesting to look back of like the difference also between the top 50 games back then and the top 50 games now.
Yeah.
Of like, oh wow, it's actually changed more than we thought. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to find us, like the podcast helps us a ton, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, all one word. With that, we're heading out. Say goodnight, boy.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
He called him boy.
No,
I'm sorry.
You didn't even do it in a creative section, either.
Yeah. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.